Chapter 65. Yes, Senior Dan Yunzi. Then we will take our leave first. After that, all the elders left the room. Dan Yunzi also sat down and looked at the scene in front of him silently. No one knew what he was thinking. Lin Ray, who came out of the main hall, returned to the small courtyard where he lived. At this time, Lin Ray was very tired. Alas, now everything is ready. All that is left is to give those children the cultivation method. Lin Ray thought as he walked into Bing's room. At this time, Bing was sitting on the bed, thinking about something. What's wrong? What are you thinking about? When Lin Ray came in, he saw Bing sitting on the bed without saying anything. Moreover, her eyes were fixed in front of her. She didn't even hear him coming in. "Ah, young master, you're back." Hearing Lin Ray's voice, Bing woke up and quickly stood up and walked towards Lin Ray. "And what are you thinking about? You were so focused that you didn't even notice that someone came in." Lin Ray hugged Bing's slender waist and walked towards the bed. Bing didn't feel any discomfort. Instead, a trace of shyness appeared on her face. "No, nothing. Really nothing." Looking at Bing's evasive eyes, Lin Ray knew that something must be wrong. It was just that Bing didn't want to say it. "And it's really nothing." "Well, since there is nothing, I will sleep for a while. Call me if there is anything." After saying that, Lin Ray didn't care about Bing. Instead, he lay on the bed alone and closed his eyes. Bing obediently lay in Lin Ray's arms and fell asleep. In a pitch-black space, Lin Ray stood there and shouted towards the space above, "Little dragon, open the lottery system." "Okay, host, please wait a moment. I will immediately transfer you to the lottery space." As soon as the system spirit finished speaking, the scene in front of Lin Ray changed. The originally pitch-black space turned into a white sky. Moreover, there was a large round jade pendant hanging in the sky. Moreover, there were many boxes on the jade pendant. This was the upgraded version of the lottery system. "Little dragon, I want to draw a lottery." "And okay, host, please wait a moment." Ding dong, the lottery system has been activated. Please wait. As soon as the little dragon finished speaking, the white jade wheel in the air spun rapidly. It didn't take long before it stopped, and the needle pointed at a yellow box. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for obtaining a nascent soul pill. The nascent soul pill is used by cultivators at the peak of the golden core stage to break through to the nascent soul stage. It is a 6th grade pill created by a heaven grade upper stage alchemist. Currently, the nascent soul pill in the mysterious heavenly continent is refined by a 4th grade alchemist. Moreover, it is only a defective product and has no real effect. It is a middle grade, earth grade pill. What? Nascent soul pill. Doesn't that mean that I can create a master at the nascent soul stage with a nascent soul stage? Hearing that it was a nascent soul pill, Lin Ray was excited for a while. However, he soon fell silent because Lin Ray didn't get what he wanted. "Little dragon, draw. I don't believe that I can't get what I want today." "Okay, host, please wait for a moment. The lottery system will be activated soon." Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a 10,000 sword. The 10,000 sword is a magic sword without a grade. It is made from special material. It was once used by a great god in the Hongmeng era. This magic sword is still a defective product. If you want to collect it, you will need 3 more. After the collection period, it will become a Hongmeng Taoist weapon. What? A great god in the Hongmeng era? Damn, what is going on? Why did a great god in the Hongmeng era come out? Could it be that there is at least an era in the future? When Lin Ray heard the system's words, he was stunned at first. Then, he was surprised and in disbelief because he didn't expect that there would be an era before the future. Moreover, there was no record of it in history. Ding dong. Host, please ask another question. This question is not something you can answer now. When you reach a certain level, the system will explain to you what you want to know and what you don't have the right to know now. Hearing the system's words, Lin Ray felt that this was a pit that he didn't know how deep and big it was. This pit made him feel afraid, but he had no choice but to enter this pit. "AI, I really don't know if it is good or bad to have you." After Lin Ray heard the little dragon's explanation, he He thought about everything that had happened since his rebirth and was at a loss for a moment. Host, don't think so much. Since you have already boarded this pirate ship, why are you so obsessed with these things? Instead of being at a loss, it is better to look forward. Maybe in front of you is not the huge pit you spoke of, but a new path? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray smiled bitterly and said, "Ah, a bright path. Little dragon, you must be joking with me. Why do I not feel that this is a bright path at all?" Host, you have to remember that you can't just look at the surface of things. You have to look at the results. If the results are good, then it means that this decision is also good. So, you have to be open-minded. Okay. Anyway, I can't win against you. You can say whatever you want. You will know in the end. Okay, then you will know in the future whether I am right or not. When the time comes, don't apologize to me. Even if you apologize, I will not forgive you. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray smiled. He didn't think that as the system's spirit, it would throw a little tantrum. AI, okay. You are right. Let's not talk about this topic. Let's hurry up and draw the lottery. I must draw a cultivation method today. This is related to my sect in the future. Hearing Lin Ray's words, the little dragon eased up a lot. Then, it said to Lin Ray, is a cultivation method something you can draw whenever you want? Let's not talk about this. Hurry up and draw the lottery. Use the last 2 chances. Draw 2 at once. Okay, please wait a moment. The lottery system will begin immediately. As soon as the system finished speaking, Linley saw the large jade turntable in the air begin to turn again. This time, Linley was clearly nervous. His eyes were fixed on the turntable in the air, not daring to leave it for even a moment. Slowly, after a short period of time, the turntable stopped, and the needle stopped at 2 grids. Ding dong! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 10,000 sword art. Heaven-level sword art is the most powerful heaven-level sword art. If cultivated to the extreme and the user's spirit energy is strong, they could transform into 10,000 faces to attack. Ding dong! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the cloud art. Cloud art is an emperor-level cultivation method. It is a cultivation method that can control people's hearts. The person who cultivates this cultivation method can be unswervingly loyal to the person who gave it to him without a trace of suspicion. Haha, that's great. I didn't expect to draw such a good cultivation method. With this, I won't be afraid of them. When Lin Ray heard about the 10,000 sword art, his eyes lit up. He wasn't very interested. However, when he heard the system mention the second prize, Lin Ray was clearly excited. Little dragon. I remember you said that the system wouldn't give out cultivation methods so casually. Then what is this now? Looking at the cloud art, Lin Ray thought about what the little dragon said and quickly mocked the little dragon. What's there to be happy about? I forgot to tell you that the cultivation method of this cloud art had a lot of requirements. What? There are requirements. Why didn't you say so earlier? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray was clearly stunned. He didn't expect the little dragon, as the spirit of the system, to interfere and hide the information of the lottery. Because I want to see you anxious. What's wrong? If you're unhappy, bite me. You're ruthless. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray was speechless. He didn't expect the little dragon to be so infuriating. All right, since you've seen it, I'll tell you. The so-called cloud art is an emperor-level cultivation method. However, its biggest flaw is that the person who cultivates it must have a high-grade spiritual root and heaven-defying comprehension. Otherwise, everything will be wasted. Therefore, this cultivation method can only be considered as an aid. It can't be used as a main cultivation method. All right, I'll think of a way. I hope the person they bring back has a high-grade spiritual root. When I left, I forgot to tell him about the high-grade spiritual root. Thinking of this, Lin Ray instantly regretted. If he knew that such a cultivation method would appear, he would have told him even if he was beaten to death. All right, don't think too much about it. You should take a look at your information. Your information has undergone a huge change. I believe that your cultivation speed won't be so fast in the future. After speaking, the little dragon didn't make any more sound. Lin Ray didn't know what to do at this time. Lin Ray's heart moved, and he came to his information interface space. Looking at his information, Lin Ray was stunned. Name: Lin Ray. Age: 14. Cultivation: Peak of Enlightened Experience: 9400001000000. Spiritual Roots: Thunder, Fire, Wood. 3. Chaos Spiritual Roots Talent: Peak Cultivation Method: Chaos Scripture, Incomplete. Devouring Heavenly Technique, Growable. Hongmeng Alchemy, Entry Cultivation Method: Cloud Art, Emperor Level Cultivation Method. Martial Skills: Butterfly Steps, Entry Level. Stellar Finger, Proficient. Silent Thunder Spear Art, High Mystic Level Martial Skill. Now practice to Entry Level. Able to produce 3 lightning bolts. Myriad Sword Art, Heaven Level, Spiritual Treasure. Martial Emperor Godly Spear, High Spiritual Chi, Growable. Myriad Magic Sword Gradeless. Myriad Beast Furnace Equipment. Cloud Stepping Boots, High Spiritual Weapon. Purple Cloud Robe, High Spiritual Weapon. Purple Cloud Inner Armor, High Spiritual Weapon. Mount: Red Flame Tiger Chi Cultivation Stage 9 Lucky Draw Wheel. 0 Champion Lottery System. The Champion Lottery opportunity has been used up. This system has been permanently sealed. Reputation Points: 0 Exchange Points. 0 Spiritual Stones. 0 Mission. Main Mission: Establish a sect within the next 5 years. If the mission is not completed or exceeds the time limit, the system will directly erase you. Side Mission: Within the next 5 years, he had to recruit 5 of the best disciples. Every disciple had to be top-notch. Within these 5 years, he had to help his disciples make a name for themselves in the mysterious heavenly mainland. If he couldn't complete the mission within 5 years, he would be killed by the system, just like the previous mission. Side Mission: Go to the Fengyan Sect and kill 3rd Elder Wang Shun within the next year. If the mission is not completed or exceeds the time limit, the system will directly erase you. Side Mission: Take control of the entire upper echelon of the Danzong Sect within a day and become the master of the Danzong Sect. Medicinal Pills: 30 Body Strengthening Pills, 200 Soul Gathering Pills, 50 Foundation Building Pills, 11 Mind Control Pills, 1 Breakthrough Pill, 1 Nascent Breakthrough Pill. Chapter 66. Damn, it can't be. How could this be? Why did my experience points increase so much? At this time, Lin Ray looked at his experience points and was so scared that he couldn't speak. His whole body froze on the spot, and his eyes showed an expression of disbelief. The little dragon saw Lin Ray's situation and laughed. Hee, you're scared by such a small amount of experience points. If you reach the golden core stage, then won't you directly faint? Hearing the little dragon laughing at him, Lin Ray quickly pulled himself together and asked the little dragon, Little dragon, is there no rule for this experience point increase? Yes, there is, but this is classified as confidential. With your current authority, you're not qualified to know. However, the only information I can provide you is that after you break through to the golden core stage, the experience points will increase by 10 times. When that time comes, you have to be prepared. What 10 times? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray's whole body became unwell. Originally, he thought that some of the previous cultivation speed would allow him to quickly cultivate to the level where he could go home. But now, all of his dreams had turned into bubbles. In addition, he had to complete the system's mission. Thinking of this, Lin Ray's whole body became dispirited, and his body emitted an aura of despair. Hey, Lin Ray, I haven't finished yet. Is there a need for you to act like this? Seeing Lin Ray's appearance, the little dragon became angry for a moment, and then roared at Lin Ray. What? After hearing the little dragon's roar, Lin Ray looked at the system's sky with a confused expression. Although the experience points will increase a lot, there will also be many double experience cards randomly appearing. However, these double experience cards are not given to you for free. You have to exchange for them with exchange points and reputation points. With the double experience cards, you can quickly improve your strength, and for the system's mission in 5 years, it should not be a problem. When Lin Ray heard about the double EXP card, the confusion in his eyes disappeared and was replaced by a pair of eyes full of hope and determination. Yes, I know. It's my fault this time. I won't do it again. Thinking about what happened just now, Lin Ray couldn't help but break out in cold sweat. For a moment, Lin Ray's entire body was soaked in cold sweat. If he took off his clothes and wrung them, he estimated that a lot of water would come out. Well, I won't charge you this time, but you won't be so lucky next time. So good luck. After saying that, the little dragon disappeared without a trace. Linley stood there in a daze for a moment before exiting the system space and returning to the real world. When he returned to the real world, Linley felt a head resting on his arm. He didn't even need to think to know who it was. Slowly, Lin Ray opened his eyes and looked at Bing, who was resting on his arm. Lin Ray slowly pulled his arm out, trying not to wake Bing up. And at this time, Bing made a sound. Lin Ray didn't know what to do for a while. Lin Ray discovered that Bing wasn't awake, but was still asleep. Who? Lin Ray let out a long breath, then slowly sat up from the bed. He went out of the door and thought of Wan Yu, who had been separated for a few days. Along the way, Lin Ray met a lot of people, but Lin Ray didn't have the chance to meet them. Instead, he sped up and walked towards Wan Yu's courtyard. At this time, Wan Yu was sitting in the room, desperately cultivating. In front of her were many bottles of pills, but the bottles were empty. At this time, Wan Yu's aura was soaring, and Wan Yu's face was also showing an expression of facing death with equanimity. Soon, I will reach the foundation establishment stage. As long as I reach the foundation establishment stage, Master will treat me better. Wan Yu had been working very hard, but after counseling the Grandmaster of Pills, Linley hadn't come to see her again. Thus, Wan Yu attributed this to herself. She felt that she was too weak, which was why Linley hadn't come to see her. Thus, Wan Yu took out all of the pills Linley had given her and swallowed them all at once. Soon, just a little bit more. Just when Wan Yu touched the barrier of the foundation establishment stage. At this time, Wan Yu, who had used up all her energy, suddenly felt a terrifying aura appear in her dantian. This was a voice that Wan Yu wanted to hear the most. Guard your beer. Make yourself as ethereal as possible, operate your cultivation method, and then refine the aura that I pass to you. Try to rush to the foundation establishment stage in one go. Hearing Lin Ray's instructions, Wan Yu immediately used 120% of her energy to operate her cultivation method and refine the aura that Lin Ray passed to her. The originally overbearing aura became docile after being refined by Wan Yu, and it no longer had the original overbearing aura. Yes, now is the time. Break through the barrier of the foundation establishment stage that you have already felt. At this time, Lin Ray felt that the aura he passed to her was completely cut off, so he instructed Wan Yu. Hearing Linley's words, Wan Yu unconsciously nodded. She then gathered all of the spiritual energy in her dantian and directed it towards the barrier of the foundation establishment stage. Her previously docile spiritual energy suddenly became ferocious, as though it was a dormant demonic beast. Boom! The fierce aura followed the path of Wan Yu's cultivation method and rushed towards the barrier of the foundation establishment stage. Pooh! The result was not very obvious, but it was already very good. At the very least, after the first collision, the barrier had clearly loosened. Wan Yu spat out a mouthful of blood after the collision, and her face paled a bit. However, there was no trace of cowering in her eyes. Instead, she became more and more determined. Wan Yu, calm down, don't panic. Gather all your aura back into your dantian and store it there. Then, after one cycle, attack the barrier again. Lin Ray told Wan Yu all his experience of breaking through to the foundation establishment stage, and then asked Wan Yu what to do. Not long after, Wan Yu completed a full cycle of spiritual energy. Following Linley's instructions, she once again gathered all of her spiritual energy and charged towards the barrier. Pooh! There was the sound of Wan Yu vomiting blood again. This time, Wan Yu's face was clearly paler than last time, but there was no trace of decadence in her eyes. Instead, the more she was defeated, the more courageous she became. After knowing this method, Wan Yu repeated it several times, but each time she ended up vomiting blood. Lin Ray really could not watch anymore and quickly stopped her. Wan Yu, let's just forget about it. In any case, if you miss this time, there will be a next time. There is no need to use your life as a stake. You will damage your foundation. No, I must break through to the foundation establishment stage today. I have confidence. I have this feeling I will definitely be able to break through to the foundation establishment stage today. Saying this, when you did not listen to Lin Rei's advice. Instead, she once again made a large cycle and then gathered all her aura to once again embark on her journey. This time, Wan Yu's eyes revealed an expression of succeed or die trying. Lin Rei knew he could not stop her, so he could only silently protect Wan Yu from the side. He saw Wan Yu's aura stop in front of the foundation establishment stage's barrier. It seemed to be at the weakest point of the barrier. Oh, it's here. This time, I must break through to the foundation establishment stage. At this time, Wan Yu's eyes fell on the weakest point of the barrier and smiled. Then she gathered all her aura and rushed towards that point. Break for me. A shocking roar came out of Wan Yu's mouth, and then Wan Yu's body began to tremble. Kacha! Wan Yu laughed. Linley, who was beside her, also noticed the change in Wan Yu's aura. So, he hurriedly walked over and hugged Wan Yu, who had already collapsed on the ground. He took out a healing pill that he had prepared and stuffed it into Wan Yu's mouth. With this lesson, let's see if you dare to do it again. Do you know how dangerous it is this time? A little carelessness will ruin your life. Do you know? You are Master's first disciple. Master doesn't want to collect your corpse. Although Lin Rei said this, the deep concern and heartache in his eyes were undisguised. Cough, 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 Moss. Master, this is my fault. I won't dare to do it again. Looking at her master's eyes, Wan Yu instantly became terrified. She no longer had the domineering expression she had when she broke through the barrier to the foundation establishment stage. You still remember that I am your master. Then why didn't you stop when I told you to? Do you know that Master only has one disciple? I don't want you to hurt yourself for the sake of cultivation. Do you understand? Looking at Wan Yu's pale face, Lin Rei's voice couldn't help but tremble. If it wasn't for Lin Rei's firm words, she probably wouldn't have been able to control herself and would have cried. Master, I was wrong. Please forgive me this time. Really, I won't dare to do it again. Also, I will definitely listen to Master's words in the future. I won't dare to disobey Master's orders anymore. Wan Yu, with a pale face, was begging Lin Rei, who was pretending to be serious in a coquettish manner. And just this time, there won't be a next time. If there's a next time, then I won't recognize you as my disciple anymore. Saying this, Lin Rei carried Wan Yu to the bedside and gently put her on the bed. Then he said, This time I came to tell you that I am going into seclusion. Ah, Master, you're going into seclusion? Wan Yu, who was put on the bed by Lin Rei, was shocked when she heard the news from Lin Rei. Then she felt relieved. Thinking about it, it made sense. Then, Master, you go into seclusion. I will let Uncle Xiao Tian take care of me. When I am well, I will work hard to cultivate. Otherwise, when I go out, I don't want to lose face for Master. You still want to cultivate. The most important thing for you now is to properly recuperate. Before I come out, I will tell Xiao Tian to not let you cultivate. Hearing her master's words, Wan Yu didn't know what to say for a while. Ding dong, congratulations to the host. Your disciple has advanced to the foundation establishment stage, and the host has completed 1 point of the 5-year mission. Therefore, the host is hereby rewarded with 20 nascent breaking pills and 20,000 experience. The sudden sound of the system prompt made Lin Rei's heart excited, but there was no expression on his face. Well, this matter ends here. I won't say anything more. I don't want there to be a next time. During this time, you should have a good rest. Saying this, Lin Rei didn't wait for Wan Yu to speak and directly walked out. Lin Rei, who came out, also walked towards Lin Tian's residence. Chapter 67. Right now, Wan Yu is standing by the window, watching as Linley's figure gradually disappeared into the distance. Her eyes were filled with determination, as though she had made a decision. Not long after Linley's figure disappeared, Wan Yu turned and sat down on her bed, cross-legged and began to train. If Linley was here, he would definitely be angered to death. Lin Tian lived not far from Wan Yu, so Lin Ray didn't walk for long before arriving at the door of Lin Tian's room. At first glance, he saw Lin Tian sitting under a big tree in the courtyard cultivating. Yes, just as Lin Ray's foot stepped into the courtyard, Lin Tian felt someone come in, but he wasn't sure who it was. The moment Lin Ray came in, he became vigilant. Haha, I really didn't expect, little Tian, your cultivation to progress so quickly. We haven't seen each other for a few days, and you've already broken through to the foundation establishment stage. It's really incredible. For Lin Ray, who was at the peak of the enlightened realm, Lin Tian's actions in the courtyard had long been exposed to Lin Ray's divine sense. Although he already knew about Lin Tian's actions, Lin Ray was still very satisfied with his actions. It's young master. This subordinate really deserves to die, to be so vigilant against young master. Please punish me, or else this subordinate will feel guilty. Hearing Lin Tian's words, Lin Ray's whole person was not good. So he said to Lin Tian with a straight face, I say, little Tian, didn't I say earlier? Although the two of us are master and servant in name, we've been playmates since childhood. It has long surpassed the meaning of master and servant, and has become a brotherly relationship. So, in the future, there's no need to say that this subordinate deserves to die. But young master, when Madam was still alive, she had already said that she wanted me to be your servant for the rest of my life. So, after hearing Lin Tian's words, Lin Ray felt a headache coming on. He really didn't expect that Lin Ray would bring up his dead mother. Well, I don't care about that. Whether it was Madam who said it or not, I only have one thing to say. I don't want to hear those words again. If it happens again, then don't blame me for being rude. At this, all right, let's not talk about this anymore. I came here to warn you about some things because I will be going into seclusion in 2 days. So, before Lin Ray could finish speaking, Lin Tian rushed to answer, Young master, feel free to instruct me. As long as it is something young master instructs, this subordinate will definitely complete it very well. Forget it. You can call me whatever you want. Lin Ray heard Lin Tian calling him as usual, so he sighed. His eyes flashed with a brainless look, and then he felt relieved. Lin Tian, I will be going into seclusion for the next period of time. I don't know how long it will be, but during this period of time, take care of Wan Yu. She was disobedient just now and wanted to break through to the foundation establishment stage. Fortunately, I was there, otherwise it would have been terrible. But even so, Wan Yu suffered a serious injury. So during this period of time, you must watch over Wan Yu. Don't let her cultivate during this period of time. Consolidate her cultivation first, and wait for me to come out before making a decision. Hearing his young master's words, Lin Tian became nervous. Especially when he heard that Wan Yu was injured, Lin Tian became even more nervous. Although he didn't know Wan Yu for a long time, Lin Tian had long regarded Wan Yu as his own family. Young master, don't worry. During this period of time when you're in seclusion, I will definitely supervise Wan Yu and will definitely not let Wan Yu cultivate. Hearing Lin Tian's words, Lin Ray showed a satisfied expression. He praised Lin Tian. Not bad, this is exactly what I want. After this matter is done, I will definitely reward you. Well, since it's like this, I will go first. Yes, young master. Farewell, young master. Lin Ray didn't say anything and directly walked out, walking towards the Danzong Sect's great hall. Lin Tian, who was standing in the same place, saw Lin Ray's back disappear. Lin Tian anxiously walked towards Wan Yu's residence. Soon, Lin Tian arrived in front of Wan Yu's door with an anxious face and shouted, little you, how are you? Are you okay? I heard from young master that you were injured because of a breakthrough. Quickly come out and let me have a look. Wan Yu, who was in the room, heard Lin Tian shout and quickly woke up from her cultivation. She quickly got out of bed, opened the door, and walked out. Uncle Xiaotian, quickly come in and sit. I will make you a cup of tea. Let's sit for a while. Wan Yu walked out and looked at Lin Tian with a flattering expression. Moreover, her tone was very gentle. This was completely different from the usual Wanyu. It was as if she had changed into another person. This, little you, if you have something to say, just say it. You don't have to be so eccentric. I'm not used to hearing it. Uncle Xiaotian, Master must have told you about my matter. I believe Master also told you to watch over me and not let me cultivate when he is in seclusion. Hearing Wanyu's words, Lin Tian also knew what Wanyu wanted. However, was this possible? This, little you also know that this is young Master's decision. As young Master's servant, I do not have this right. Therefore, little you, please do not make things difficult for me. Lin Tian looked at Wanyu with an awkward expression, hoping that she would let him go. Uncle Xiaotian, don't be like this. I'll just cultivate once in a while, and I guarantee that young Master won't find out, okay? Wanyu saw that Uncle Xiaotian did not fall for her gentle trick. Therefore, she changed to a corny trick, hoping to gain time to cultivate. Sigh, little you, don't waste your time here. It's impossible for me to make you waterproof. The reason I came here is to check on your injuries. However, young Master told me that you can't cultivate because of your injuries, but you can consolidate your cultivation base. So, in a sense, little you can still cultivate. Hearing Lin Tian's words, Wanyu, who originally did not have any hope, suddenly had a glimmer of light in her eyes. It was as if there was a chance. I know Uncle Xiaotian is the best. Then it is settled. Wanyu was very happy. She did not pay attention to Lin Tian and walked to her room alone. Seeing that scene, Lin Tian smiled. A helpless smile was on his face, and he had an expression of not knowing what to do with Wanyu. Forget it. I should also go. I should hurry up and cultivate. Lin Rei did not stand there for long. He left Wanyu's courtyard and returned to his own courtyard. At this time, Lin Rei arrived at the Danzong Sect's conference hall. The scene inside was the same as the previous 2 times. Everyone was there, including the 2 grand elders. Baiyu and Dan Yun's, Tian Chizi, and the others pay respects to young Master. The moment they saw Lin Rei, everyone in the hall knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Lin Rei. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei did not know what to say for a while. In terms of cultivation, their cultivation was higher than Lin Rei's. However, the scene now was not something that ordinary people could imagine. Everyone get up. In the future, it is good to avoid this kind of conventional etiquette. I can't stand it the most, Lin Rei said helplessly. However, the people who heard him did not get up. They still knelt on the ground and said respectfully to Lin Rei, Young Master, these etiquettes cannot be avoided. These are the most basic etiquettes of the lower class to the higher class, so, okay, I said to avoid it. Lin Rei was really impatient. He really did not know how these old men lived until now. They were all so old-fashioned. Everyone, get up. You can do whatever you want in the future. I don't care. In the end, Lin Rei could not dissuade the old men who were kneeling in front of him. He spread out his hands and helplessly sat down on the chair. Yes. Hearing Lin Rei's words, everyone stood up and then stood there respectfully. No one said a word. In the end, Lin Rei could not stand this overly quiet scene and took the lead to speak. Okay, I came here today to tell you that I am going into seclusion. So, I want you to bring me to the place where I will be in seclusion. As for how long I will be in seclusion, I don't know. If there is anything, do as I said before. Go to my courtyard and find Bing. He will inform me. Lin Rei said. He stood up and came to Baiyu's side. Then, he looked at him. Elder Baiyu, you will be in seclusion with me later. I will need your help when I am in seclusion. Okay, I will follow young Master's instructions. Hearing Lin Rei's instructions, Baiyu did not refute. Instead, he readily agreed. Well, in that case, let's go. As he spoke, he took a step out of the palace, while Baiyu and the other elders followed behind him in a very respectful manner. Oh, right, I was just thinking about leaving. I still don't know where the seclusion place is. Suddenly, Lin Rei, who was walking in front, turned around and asked the group of people behind him, Well, young master, please follow me. At this time, Dan Yunzi heard Lin Rei's words and quickly walked out. Then, he led Lin Rei to the seclusion place. Along the way, Lin Rei asked a lot of questions. Most of them were about some important matters of seclusion and some knowledge of pharmacology. Bai Yu, who was next to Lin Rei, could be said to know everything. No matter what Lin Rei asked, Bai Yu could answer perfectly. Although in Lin Rei's view, this was a very simple question in the eyes of other high-level alchemists. Young master, in front is the place where you will be in seclusion. This is originally a forbidden area of the sect. However, as the sect master of Danzong sect, you can enter. Hearing Dan Yunzi's words, Lin Rei looked in the direction Dan Yunzi pointed. He saw a quaint door standing in front of him. Is this the seclusion place? Chapter 68. Yes, young master, this is where you will be in seclusion from now on. There is also a spirit gathering formation inscribed by a heaven-grade array master. Cultivating here for 1 day is equivalent to cultivating outside for 10 days. Listening to Dan Yunzi's explanation, Lin Rei heard the name of an array master. However, he was only interested for a moment. He didn't intend to dig deeper, so he didn't pay much attention to it. All right, White Feather can follow me in. The rest of you can stay outside. If there is nothing urgent, don't come to the Danzong sect. After instructing the elders and Dan Yunzi, he took Bai Yu to the cave, where she wanted to go into seclusion. When Dan Yunzi and the others heard Lin Rei's words, they turned around and went back to their own places. After entering the cave, Lin Rei looked at the place where he was about to go into seclusion. His heart was inexplicably excited. Perhaps it was because it was his first time going into seclusion, or perhaps it was because he was finally one step closer to being able to refine pills and awaken Honglian. That, Bai Yu, what are we going to do next? Can we start now? I can't wait anymore. Looking at the things he had prepared, Linley's entire body began to tremble with excitement. Young master, now is not the time to start refining pills. Let's start with the first part. Hearing Bai Yu's words, Lin Rei was stunned. Puzzled, he asked, the first part? What is the first part? Seeing the puzzled look on Linley's face, Bai Yu hurriedly explained, the first part is about the types of antidotes, the names of the antidotes, and their medicinal properties. Oh, so it's like this. Then let's start. Looking at Lin Rei's expression, Bai Yu didn't know why his young master was so eager to learn alchemy. But this wasn't important. What was important was that he had to listen to Lin Rei's words. Bai Yu pulled out a thick book from his storage ring, then handed it over to Linley as he spoke. Young master, this is the treasure book of our sect. There are medicinal herbs that are unknown to the outside world in it. It was recorded by the first patriarch of the Danzong sect after he retired from his position and traveled around a mysterious heavenly continent. Take it and memorize it first. Then take a look at the medicinal theory in it. After you've mastered it, I'll give you some questions about medicinal theory. If you can answer half of these questions, you'll pass, and we'll move on to the second part. Lin Rei took the book that Bai Yu handed over and was dumbfounded for a moment. He didn't expect that he would have to memorize books before refining pills. White Feather, do I really have to memorize it? Can you change to another one? This is too much. Looking at the book in his hand, Lin Rei really didn't want to. At this moment, he felt as if he had returned to the 21st century, where he had to memorize books and take exams every day. Young master, if you want to become a good alchemist, you have to understand the medicinal theory of all medicinal herbs. The book in your hand is only a small part of it. In the future, you have to rely on yourself. This isn't something that can be summarized with a book. Lin Rei listened to Bai Yu's earnest persuasion. Lin Rei's face fell instantly. All right. Bai Yu, stop talking. I'll memorize it right now. Once I've memorized it, Young master, there's a time limit for memorizing. I'll only give you 3 days. In these 3 days, you have to understand their names and their medicinal properties. After 3 days, I'll start asking questions. Before Lin Rei could finish his sentence, Bai Yu interrupted him. The worst thing was that there was a time limit for memorizing the books. Wasn't this playing the rhythm of his death? All right. I'll finish memorizing it for you in 3 days. You'll have a whole new level of respect for me. Hearing Bai Yu's words, Lin Rei didn't refute. Instead, he patted his chest and promised Bai Yu. All right, since that's the case, young master, you can start now. I'll buy the book by the side. If there's anything I don't understand, You can wake me up at any time. After saying that, White Feather went back into the stone room. Lindley took a book and sat down on a chair. Then he began to seriously read the book on medicinal ingredients that White Feather gave him. Time passed very quickly. In the blink of an eye, the chatting had passed. Lin Ray hadn't closed his eyes for the past 2 days. Every time he closed his eyes and wanted to sleep, he would mercilessly slap himself in the face to wake himself up. This action made Lin Ray recall the scene of the final exam in his senior year of high school. While he was distracted, he couldn't help but recall, "Hey, stupid host, hurry up and wake up. It's already been 2 days. Tomorrow will be the time by you to ask questions." An incomparably annoying voice woke Lin Ray up from his memories. "Damn little dragon, can't you let me rest for a while? I was just feeling a little happy. Now that you've called me, it's all gone." Lindley had a sour expression on his face as he spoke to Xiaolong in dissatisfaction. His entire body was emitting an aura that made others feel that he was very unhappy. "I'm here to help you, okay? I didn't expect to be scolded by you. Good people don't have good karma. I don't care about you." The seemingly angry little dragon disappeared without a trace in a flash. Lin Ray was also stunned. What did you say? Little dragon, come out." For a moment, no matter how shameless Lin Ray was, it was useless. The little dragon refused to come out. This time, Lin Ray really didn't know what to do. "Sigh, I better hurry up and memorize it. It's already been 2 days, and I've only memorized a little." Really. As he spoke, Lin Ray forgot what the little dragon said. Lin Ray also activated his memorization mode. "Hee, you're in a hurry. When night comes, I'll tell you how to quickly get a chance to read that worthless pharmacopoeia." At this time, the disappeared little dragon was hiding in a place where Lin Ray couldn't see. It silently stared at Lin Ray. Its eyes were saying, "I'm not telling you. Let's see what you can do about it." If Lin Ray saw it, he would definitely scold it. Fire Ganoderma, a spirit medicine that grows on warm cliffs. Some of the herbs that can restore vitality won't have much effect if eaten directly. However, if it is combined with other spirit medicines to concoct the extreme yang pill, then it will be the real benefit of the medicine. Medicinal properties, strong, fire attribute. It cannot be mixed with spirit medicines of the water attribute. Extreme yang grass, a spirit medicine that grows in warm areas. Its main medicinal properties are to remove cold poison. It is one of the essential ingredients for the extreme yang pill. Medicinal properties, strong, fire attribute. The clear spirit fruit is a kind of... Lin Ray sat there and memorized every word. He didn't dare to miss a single word. Just like that, a day passed. Lin Ray only stopped when it was nighttime. "Sorry, this time I'm really talking big. I know I don't have the ability, but I still have to show off. The evils I bring on myself are the hardest to bear." Lin Ray's eyes glazed over. Thinking about the promise he made 2 days ago, his face couldn't help but reveal a bitter smile. "Hee, you don't know what to do, right? You don't know how to fulfill the promise you made a few days ago, right?" Just when Lin Ray didn't know what to do, a mocking voice sounded in Lin Ray's mind. Lin Ray's body trembled. He quickly looked up into the sky and saw a shining child standing in the air looking at him. The child's face was full of mockery. Little dragon? Looking at the child in the air, Lin Ray didn't dare to recognize it for a moment. If it weren't for that annoying voice, Lin Ray wouldn't have believed that the child in front of him was the system's spirit, the little dragon. How is it? Are you shocked by this young master's great body? But it's no wonder. With your small body, how could you, Before he could finish speaking, Xiaolong heard a burst of loud laughter. Instantly, his temper flared, and he pointed at Lindley and cursed loudly. What are you laughing at? What's so funny? Why is it so funny to see this young master like this? I'm sorry, I really didn't mean it. If you want to blame someone, blame yourself. Little brat, you don't even know how to wear something when you come out. You're really shameless." Looking at the little dragon's appearance, Lin Ray couldn't help but tell it about the little dragon's current situation. "What? You dare to call this young master a little brat? Are you crazy?" Hearing Lin Ray's words, the little dragon was flustered and exasperated. It rushed up and wanted to tear apart Lin Ray, who was talking. That's how it is. Why don't you take a look at yourself? It's fine if you're small, but you should at least wear some clothes. You're seducing me in broad daylight. I'll be embarrassed. After saying that, Lin Ray couldn't help but reveal an embarrassed expression. When the little dragon saw that, it had goosebumps all over its body, although it didn't. I'm not going to quarrel with you. This time, I'm here to tell you how to memorize that trashy grimoire. The little dragon straightened its body and looked at Lin Ray with a serious face. And Lin Ray didn't do the same. When he heard the little dragon's words and expression, Lin Ray became cautious. He looked at the little dragon suspiciously and didn't say anything. No one knew what he was thinking. You will be so kind. Why don't I want to believe it? It's not that Lin Ray didn't want to believe it, but the little dragon had dug too many holes for him, causing him to be suspicious now. Do you think I want to? I just want you to level up quickly. Originally, I had good intentions, but now it seems that I was worried for nothing. That's all, goodbye. Wait. After saying that, the little dragon who was about to turn around and disappear was contacted by Lin Ray. And at this time, the little dragon's eyes flashed with a hint of complacency. What's wrong? That, little dragon. Do you really have a way for me to memorize these herbs quickly? Lin Ray looked at the little dragon who had deceived him countless times. Originally, he didn't want to believe it, but there was no other way. Actually, you also have this thing. It's just that you didn't look at it. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray asked puzzledly, What? I have it on me. How is that possible? If I have it on me, how can I not know? Would I lie to you? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray couldn't help but nod his head. But when he realized that something was wrong, he quickly shook his head. You can't have forgotten, right? Don't you have a beginner-level alchemy skill book? You just have to learn it, and you'll be able to memorize it. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray's eyes lit up. Only now did he remember the thing that the little dragon was talking about. So it was the incomplete skill book. Chapter 69. But, little dragon, the Hongmeng pill concoction method you mentioned is only at the entry level. Can it really work? If I practice it, I won't go crazy. Lin Ray knew about that cultivation method, but when he arrived, he already knew about the Hongmeng pill concoction method. He only had the entry-level chapter, and there was no other chapter. If he practiced it, what would he do if something went wrong? If this young master wants you to practice, then practice. Why are you talking so much nonsense? No matter what, I'm still a little older than you. No matter what, I won't use such despicable means to harm you. Hearing Lin Ray's question, the little dragon's face didn't turn red and his heart didn't skip a beat. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray immediately felt relieved. Okay, then I'll practice first. If something goes wrong, I'll find you to settle the score. Saying this, his mind moved and he entered the system space. Looking at the Hongmeng pill concoction method in his inventory, his eyes became firm and he finally made up his mind. Ding dong. Does the host really want to learn the entry-level chapter of the Hongmeng pill concoction method? This was a synthesized electronic voice. Lin Ray didn't need to think to know that this was the system's voice. I'll learn it now. Lin Ray nodded without hesitation and agreed. He saw a light shoot into the sky. When it reached a certain degree, the light exploded. When everything returned to normal, he saw a figure in the sky. He had sword-like eyebrows and starry eyes. He was tall and straight, wearing a purple and gold robe. He looked very noble and was very young. His whole body exuded a strong, domineering, and majestic aura. Bystanders couldn't help but want to kneel down and submit. I don't know who Senior is and why you're here. Seeing that figure, Lin Ray couldn't help but be vigilant. He almost said something offensive, but fortunately, he immediately changed his words. And not bad. After listening for a long time, the human in the sky only said these few words. For a moment, Lin Ray was stunned. Senior, why are you in this space? Lin Ray saw that the figure didn't say anything, so he asked again. This time, Lin Ray's voice was clearly much gentler and less vigilant than before. Little doll, you don't need to be nervous. I'm here because of you. What, because of me? Hearing this, Lin Ray was even more confused. His eyes were confused. He didn't know what was going on. Ha ha, you don't need to be nervous. I'm the one who created the Hongming alchemy method. But because the Hongming era has passed, and people with strength like ours are not allowed to exist in this era, so in that era, the master of Hongming put us away to prevent accidents. I was afraid that I wouldn't have a true inheritance, so I turned myself into the Hongming alchemy method and hid here, which is the space we're in now. But when I just entered this space, a voice told me to seal me first. When I find a person with good aptitude in the future, I'll be able to see the light of day again. So now you see me. At this time, Lin Ray was already in a daze. His eyes were full of shock and his mouth was so wide open that a big goose egg could be stuffed into it. A long time after the figure finished speaking, Lin Ray came back to his senses, but he was still very surprised. He couldn't believe that the figure in front of him was actually someone from the Hongming era, although he didn't know how long the Hongming era was. Say, Senior. Junior Lin Ray greets Senior. Junior didn't know that the Hongming alchemy method was because Senior wanted to find a successor, so he secretly. After saying that, Lin Ray said with an embarrassed face, and the figure looked at Lin Ray with a face full of sincerity. The gaze of a man in his eyes was undisguised. Lin Ray, you don't have to be like this. I said that as long as it's someone chosen by this space, then he's my disciple, so you don't have to apologize. Hearing the figure's words, Linley immediately grew excited, his eyes filled with excitement. Oh, really? Senior, thank you very much. Ha ha ha. Hearing Lin Ray's words, the figure didn't say anything. Instead, he looked up to the sky and laughed very happily. Good boy, from today on, you, Lin Ray, will be this sovereign's only disciple. Master will pass on all of his skills to you. Hearing this, Lin Ray quickly knelt on the ground and said excitedly, Yes, Master, please accept disciple Lin Ray as a disciple's disciple. Lin Ray didn't know that the moment the figure appeared, the myriad worlds were in turmoil. The faces of all the higher-ups were filled with fear, and they couldn't hide the fear in their eyes at all. Even the high and mighty Grand Tao felt fear. He quickly used his Grand Tao to check the myriad worlds, wanting to find the thing that was threatening him. This little thing wants to find the sovereign's Tao shadow. What a fool's dream. At this moment, the figure looked up at the sky and said something that Lin Ray didn't understand. His eyes were ice cold, and he said something that Lin Ray didn't understand. All right, get up first. Master will teach you the Hongming pill concoction method. The rest of the path will depend on you. Master doesn't have much time left, so you have to use the Hongming pill concoction method to cultivate well. Master will wait for the day when you can condense Master's Tao soul again. As he spoke, some golden words flew out of the figure's mouth. Heaven and earth are heartless and treat all things as straw dogs. Only by defying the heavens can one live forever. All things are reincarnated by heaven and earth. Fire is an anomaly of heaven and earth. It condenses the essence of heaven and earth to refine the myriad treasures pill. One character after another flew into Linley's mind as though they had legs of their own. Linley clearly didn't recognize these characters, but as soon as they entered his mind, Linley immediately understood the meaning of these characters. A section of the Hongming pill concoction method with over 1,000 words flew into Lin Ray's mind. All right, now that I've taught you the technique, I'll leave the rest to you. It's time for my Tao soul to disperse. You have to cultivate quickly. If you don't get a fragment of my technique, you'll see my figure. When you see the last fragment, you'll know where I am. Remember, don't come looking for me until you reach the origin realm. The voice became softer and softer, and the figure also disappeared. At this time, Lin Ray was left alone in the space. He stared blankly at the place where the figure disappeared in the air. Tears flowed out of his eyes. Master, don't worry. I will definitely get you out of there. Lin Ray's tone was very firm. He stared at the place where the figure disappeared for a long time before giving up. Oh, you're touched. Don't you know how to thank me for telling you about such a rare opportunity? You have to know that the old ghost is the most capable one. When it comes to alchemy, no one in this world can compare to him. Right at this moment, a despicable voice rang out. Linley's brows furrowed, and he looked as though he wanted to go up and talk to the person who had spoken. "Oomph, I should thank you properly. If you knew there was such a method, why didn't you give it to me 2 days ago? I have to cultivate now." Hearing Lin Ray's words, the little dragon was unwilling and said unhappily, "Humph, didn't I tell you? You didn't need me to tell you a few days ago." With that, the little dragon disappeared in front of Lin Ray in a flash. Lin Ray was speechless when he saw this scene. "AI, hurry up and cultivate. Otherwise, tomorrow's exam will be late." With that, Lin Ray sat down cross-legged. His hands formed a strange seal. His mouth kept muttering something. For a time, the spirit of the entire space condensed around Lin Ray. Time passed quickly. I don't know how much time has passed. Lin Ray woke up with a smile on his face. Lin Ray, who cultivated the cultivation method, noticed that the names and pharmacology of the medicinal pills he had memorized in the past 2 days had all emerged. Moreover, Lin Ray felt that he would never forget these things in the future. For a time, he was very excited. I don't know what time it is now. It's time to go out and take a look. If Bayu comes over and sees me like that. At this point, Linley's entire body quivered, and he hurriedly willed his soul to return to the real world. And Lin Ray, who came out, suddenly felt that his body was very uncomfortable. It was as if he had been attacked by many people. The pain was not easy. However, looking at the dark surroundings and no one's shadow, he did not think about it. From a storage ring, he took out the luminous pearl that Ecliptic Tao Master used to collect. The moment he took it out, the entire cave lit up. It was no different from a daytime. Now, there's still some time. Take advantage of this moment. I will memorize it. As he spoke, Linley took out White Feather's pharmacopoeia and began to memorize it. This time, Linley didn't have as much trouble memorizing it as before. After memorizing the first page, Linley turned his head and thought about it. Everything he had read seemed to have been engraved into his mind, and he could see it clearly. Time passed quickly. It felt like only 10 minutes had passed. At dawn, there was a knock on the door. "Young master, 3 days have passed. Shouldn't we ask you about the things you learned in the first lesson?" When Bayu came to Lin Ray's door, she was discovered by Lin Ray. Hearing Bayu's voice, Lin Ray stood up and shook his dizzy legs. After that, he walked to the door and opened it for Bayu. "Good morning, young master." Seeing the door open, Bayu hurriedly bowed towards Linley, then greeted him. "And come in. Today is the 3rd day. I didn't expect Bayu to be so punctual." When Lin Ray saw Bayu, he nodded with satisfaction. His eyes were full of appreciation. Chapter 70. All right, since it's time, hurry up and ask your questions. After saying that, Linley sat back down on the rock he had been sitting on for a long time and spoke to White Feather in a serious tone. "All right, since you're ready, young master, let's begin." As he spoke, White Feather took out 2 pieces of paper from his storage ring and placed them in front of Linley. "Young master, this is the pharmacology knowledge that your subordinate has summarized in the past 3 days. It's not different from the book that I gave you. As long as you memorize the book, it won't be a problem for you to answer these questions." Bayu introduced the contents of the paper to Lin Ray and stood there, waiting for Lin Ray's answer. "All right, you do it too. Otherwise, it'll feel weird for you to be standing beside me." "Yes, young master." A strange look flashed across Bayu's eyes when he heard Lin Ray's words. Then, he walked to the side and sat down. "Hee, you want to stump me with just these questions?" Lin Ray was amused when he saw the pharmacology of the herbs written on the paper that Bayu handed over. If it was last night, Lin Ray might not have remembered. However, ever since he started practicing the Hongmeng alchemy method, he would never forget anything related to herbs or pills as long as Lin Ray read it. Linley picked up a nearby pen and began to write. This scene was completely witnessed by White Feather. For a moment, White Feather was stunned. Her eyes were filled with disbelief. She hurriedly stood up and went behind Linley to take a look. How is this possible? How can young master answer these questions in such a short time? This is impossible. When he saw Linley's answers, White Feather was shocked. He didn't want to believe it, and he didn't dare to believe it. These are things that he could only learn in his lifetime. But now, this young man in front of him had memorized them in 3 days, and he could use them so skillfully. How could White Feather not be shocked? In just a few minutes, Linley had filled up all of White Feather's inscriptions. There wasn't a single blank spot. Bayou, I'm done. Take a look and see if it's correct. Linray knew that Bayou was standing behind him after he finished writing the questions, so he turned his head and smiled at Bayou. Okay. Linley's voice roused the stunned White Feather from his stupor. He hurriedly took the paper from Linley and then looked at it. All of the answers appeared in his eyes. These answers were like giant hammers of time, hammering down on White Feather's heart, causing him to let out a sorrowful cry. Ha ha ha! What a joke. I've spent my entire life learning, but I didn't expect someone to learn it in just 3 days. What face do I have left to live in this world? What dignity do I have left to face you, my master? A burst of laughter came from Bayou's mouth. Then 2 streams of tears flowed from his eyes. His eyes were filled with despair and decadence. Suddenly, Bayou, who was laughing at himself, raised his hand and wanted to slap his life gate. Whoosh! Linray, who was afraid of trouble during the day, saw this scene and quickly went forward to stop him. Bang! Pooh! There was a loud sound, followed by the sound of someone vomiting blood. Bayou, who was about to commit suicide, felt something and quickly opened his eyes. Seeing the scene before him, he was dumbfounded and forgot about committing suicide. He quickly took out all the healing pills he had in his storage ring. As it turned out, just as White Feather's hand was about to strike at Linley's life gate, Linley had charged forward and used his own body to block that fatal palm strike, resulting in the current scene. Young master, you must be okay. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have hit you. In comparison, Bayou was crying. It wasn't a cry of shame. It was a real cry. She was crying like a person covered in tears. As she cried, she kept looking for the healing pill. I found it. Young master, hold on a little longer. These are the healing pills that my master concocted for us before he ascended. He will definitely cure you. Holding a pill bottle, White Feather excitedly took out a pill and stuffed it into Linley's mouth. In the instant that Linley swallowed it, White Feather's tense body relaxed. Looking at Lin Ray's pale face, Bayou was filled with regret. If it wasn't for him, Lin Ray wouldn't be so heavily injured. After a long time, Bayou kept looking at Lin Ray. He didn't even close his eyes, afraid that Lin Ray would recover. Cough, cough. Young master, how are you? Do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? A cough woke up Bayou from her stupor. Seeing that Linley had woken up, Bayou hurriedly asked in concern. Cough. I'm fine. I just feel a little uncomfortable. But you don't have to blame yourself, and don't feel guilty. Ho. Before Lin Ray finished his words, he saw that Bayou was crying. Seeing such a white-haired old man crying, Lin Ray couldn't stand it and hurriedly comforted him. Bayou, don't cry. This isn't your fault. As long as you don't take things too hard in the future, everything will be fine. If you do it again, you might not be able to see me again. Ha! As he spoke, Linley began to tease the sobbing Bayou. Bayou's eyes were filled with nothing but guilt and regret. Young master, it's my fault. I shouldn't be jealous and take things too hard. Hearing Bayou's words, Linley's anxious heart finally relaxed. It wasn't just White Feather who felt guilty. Linley felt extremely guilty as well. He didn't think that his answers would cause White Feather to feel so traumatized. All right, you can go out first. I'm fine now. You can come here tomorrow and teach me the art of alchemy. As he spoke, Linley gave the order to close the door. Originally, White Feather had wanted to stay behind to take care of Linley, but Linley had flatly refused, not giving him a chance to retort. After seeing White Feather leave, Linley sat up and took out his healing pill and swallowed it. As soon as the pill entered his mouth, it turned into a warm current that rushed into Linley's body and began to slowly nourish his wounds. The effect of the pill was very good, and it didn't take long for it to take effect. Linley's originally pale face became rosy after eating the pill. Phew, Lin Ray let out a long breath and got off the bed. He slowly stretched his injured body. Pili Pala. Sounds came from Lin Ray's body. If Baiyu was here, he would definitely be shocked. This was because Baiyu used 80% of his strength when he attacked. But now Lin Ray could get off the bed. I didn't expect Baiyu's heart to be so weak. I just memorized some medicine, and he was already hovering between life and death. He even caused me to get hit for no reason. What a loss. At this moment, Lin Ray thought of the previous palm and the pill he just ate. For a moment, his heart ached. This pill was one less pill after another. Ding dong. The host must become a profound level alchemist within a month. If you can't do it within the time limit, the system will choose to automatically erase you. Ding dong. The system has successfully removed the alchemist experience. If there is anything you don't understand, you can directly ask the system spirit. Ding dong. The system has successfully started the first level of the Hongmeng alchemy method. It has also successfully unlocked the Hongmeng era's alchemy, Supreme Lord. The reward is 2 adversity-surpassing pills, 50 kilograms of purple gold nephrite, 50 kilograms of purple gold sand, and 30,000 experience points. Hearing the series of system notifications, Lin Ray's mood became very bad. But when he heard that the reward was the adversity-surpassing pill, Lin Ray's mood became much better. In any case, I've read novels in my previous life, so I more or less have some understanding of this adversity-surpassing pill. In the novels in my previous life, the adversity-surpassing pill was a very powerful pill. According to the novels, it seems to be a pill used to level up the adversity-surpassing stage. Thinking of this, Lin Ray became very excited. With a thought, he took out an adversity-surpassing pill. A golden pill appeared in the palm of his hand. Its color was like gold, its aura was like a flower, and its shape was like a pearl. On top of the pill, there were 9 orifices, and within each orifice, there was a mysterious charm. The moment the pill was taken out, the pill's fragrance spread throughout the entire cave. At the same time, thunder rumbled in the sky, as if it was looking for the pill that Lin Ray took out. Kacha! With a sound, a bolt of lightning struck the ceiling of the cave. In an instant, the entire cave shook. Quick, put the pill away, put away. Just when Lin Ray didn't know what was going on, the system's little dragon's voice entered his ears. Oh, got it. After saying that, Lin Ray didn't say anything else and put the pill into the system's storage. And the thundercloud outside the sky lost its target after Lin Ray put the pill away. It wandered in the sky for a while and then dissipated. Noticing that something was off, White Feather hurriedly came to Lin Li's room. Young master, are you okay? Looking at the anxious face of Baiyu, Lin Ray smiled and said, I'm fine. But it was really strange just now. Why was the cave so turbulent? Hearing this, the little dragon in the system looked at Lin Ray with disdain, who was lying without blushing. I don't know, but the strange thing is that when I was cultivating in my room, I suddenly smelled the fragrance of a medicinal pill. I also found that the fragrance of the medicinal pill was able to arouse my cultivation, but after a while, the medicinal pill's fragrance disappeared. I think it must be the medicinal pill that caused the disaster. Perhaps the medicinal pill's grade was too good, so it caused the heavenly thunder. Hearing Baiyu's words, Lin Ray nodded his head as if he understood. So that's how it is. Oh, so it's like that. I thought it was something else. Since it's like this, you can leave. There's nothing else for you. After saying that, Lin Ray turned around and sat back in his original position. He closed his eyes and rested. Baiyu saw this scene and tactfully left Lin Ray's room. Chapter 71. What's going on? Could it be my imagination? That's not right either. My cultivation level increased after smelling the fragrance of the elixir. Baiyu's mind was filled with questions, but she could not find the answers in the end. At this moment, Lin Ray, who was in the room, immediately entered the system space after seeing Baiyu leave. He arrived at the space with his own information interface. When he raised his head, his information entered his eyes. Name, Lin Ray. Age, 14 cultivation level, peak of the enlightened realm experience. 100000010000000. Upgradable spiritual roots. Thunder, fire, wood. 3 chaos spiritual roots talent. Top-notch cultivation method. Chaos scripture. Incomplete. Devouring heavenly technique. Growable. Hongmeng elixir refining. Entry-level cultivation method. Cloud technique. Emperor-level cultivation method. Martial skills. Butterfly steps. Entry-level. Constellation finger proficient. Silent thunder spear technique. High-level mystic-level martial skill. Now cultivated to entry-level. Able to generate 3 lightning bolts. Myriad sword technique. Heaven-level. Spiritual treasure. Martial emperor godly spear. High-level spiritual energy. Growable. Myriad sword. Gradeless. Myriad beasts furnace equipment. Cloud stepping boots. High-quality spiritual weapon. Purple cloud robe. High-quality spiritual weapon. Purple cloud inner armor. High-quality spiritual weapon. Mount. Red flaming tiger. Level 9 chi refining. Stage lucky draw wheel. 0 champion lottery system. The champion lottery opportunity has been used up. This system has been permanently sealed. Reputation points. 0 exchange points. 0 spiritual stones. 0 alchemy apprentice experience points. 0 out of 100 top-notch spiritual medicine. Worldly treasures. 50 kilograms of purple gold nephrite. 50 kilograms of purple gold sand mission. Main mission. Establish a sect within the next 5 years. If you can't complete the mission or exceed the time limit, the system will kill you directly. Side mission. Within the next 5 years, he had to recruit 5 of the best disciples. Every disciple had to be top-notch. Within these 5 years, he had to help his disciples make a name for themselves in the mysterious heavenly mainland. If he couldn't complete the mission within 5 years, he would be killed by the system, just like the previous mission. Main mission. The host must become a profound, great alchemist within a month. If the host cannot complete the task within the time limit, the system will automatically erase the host. Secondary quest. Within the next year, you must go to the Fengyun Sect and kill the sect's 3rd elder, Wang Shun. If you fail or exceed the time limit, the system will directly kill you. Secondary quest. Within a day, you must control the entire upper echelon of the Danzong Sect and become the master of the Danzong Sect. Pills. 30 body refining pills, 200 soul gathering pills, 50 foundation building pills, 11 mind control pills, 1 breakthrough pill, and 11 nascent breakthrough pills. 2 adversity surpassing pills. There's really a lot. But what are these things? Looking at the 3 items that appeared on his interface, Lin Ray could only understand 2 of them. Idiot, you can't even understand this. Isn't it obvious? Apprentice alchemist experience points are divided according to the level of your pills, right? Right now, you're just an elementary grade alchemist. When your experience points exceed 100, you'll be able to advance to the next level of alchemist. However, the experience points will be much more than the experience points from cultivation. You must be mentally prepared. After speaking, the little dragon did not wait for Lin Ray to speak and quickly left. At this time, Lin Ray also understood after listening to the system's explanation. Isn't it just a profound great alchemist? I don't believe that I can't reach it. If this sentence was heard by Baiyu, he would probably choose to commit suicide again. If it was any other alchemist, they would think that this was bragging because it was impossible for anyone to reach the profound great alchemist level within a month. Even the most talented alchemist would not be able to do so. Forget it. I'll think about it later. Let's increase my cultivation first. Just a moment ago, Lin Ray saw that his cultivation experience points could be upgraded. Lin Ray was a little excited. He really wanted to see what the experience points would be like after the fasting period. After speaking, Lin Ray sat up. His body flashed and returned to reality. Then, he sat cross-legged and began to cultivate the chaos scripture. For a time, all the spirit chi in the entire seclusion place gathered around Lin Ray. This phenomenon made Baiyu, who had just returned to his room, feel shocked because Baiyu knew that Lin Ray was at least at the peak of foundation establishment when he first arrived. However, only a few days had passed, and he was about to break through again. With such a cultivation speed, How could Baiyu not be surprised? Therefore, Baiyu stopped cultivating and quickly went to the door of Lin Rei's room to wait. At this time, in the room, Lin Rei's face was extremely red. Coupled with his purple lips, he looked like he was poisoned. Of course, only Lin Rei knew what was going on. Damn, there's too much spirit chi here. I'm just breaking through the fasting period. Is it necessary for all of them to come here? After speaking, Lin Rei activated the devouring technique. The moment he activated it, Lin Rei clearly felt that the feeling of being squeezed by the spirit chi disappeared. The originally overbearing spirit chi became docile when Lin Rei used the devouring technique. Slowly, all the spirit chi rushed into Lin Rei's body. Phew, it's so comfortable. More. This is not enough. After speaking, Lin Rei took out a bottle of spirit chi liquid that he collected in the forest mountain range from his storage ring and drank it in one gulp. Suddenly, a warm feeling like jelly from his previous life entered his body. Boom! The spirit chi liquid that entered Lin Rei's body instantly exploded in Lin Rei's stomach. Cough! I didn't expect it to be so strong. After speaking, Lin Rei activated the devouring technique to the extreme. Only then did the pain lessen a lot. At this time, Baiyu, who was waiting outside the door, was shocked. He didn't expect that a breakthrough would cause a bigger commotion than his breakthrough. Moreover, after absorbing so much spirit chi, he still hadn't broken through. This was completely a monster-level existence. Suddenly, Baiyu wiped away the cold sweat on his head. Why haven't I reached saturation yet? It shouldn't be like this. After absorbing for so long, Lin Rei discovered that something was wrong. For a moment, he panicked. After absorbing so much spirit chi, if he didn't use it to break through in time, he would eventually explode and die from the spirit chi. Little dragon, quickly come out and see what's going on. Why have I not broken through the fasting period after absorbing so much spirit chi? Is there a problem somewhere? In the end, Lin Rei, who really didn't know what to do, could only put down his pride and ask for help from the system spirit, Little Dragon, who dug a hole for him to jump into. Oh, isn't this the great system owner? What's going on? A particularly annoying voice came out, and this sentence was also very annoying. However, Lin Rei really admitted defeat at this time. Little Dragon, good little dragon, quickly take a look at me. What's going on? Why is it like this? At this rate, if I don't break through as soon as possible, I will probably explode and die. Hearing Lin Rei admit defeat, the little dragon also became serious. When it heard Lin Rei's question, it hurriedly came forward to check on the situation of Lin Rei's body. Just like that, the little dragon did nothing in front of Lin Rei's body. After a few minutes, the system said with a face full of displeasure, "Damn, why do you have to encounter everything? What's wrong? Is there something wrong?" Seeing the little dragon's displeased expression, Lin Rei asked nervously, Don't be nervous. This spirit chi is only helping you to compress the extreme realm. This is a good thing. If the extreme realm is successfully compressed, then your combat power will increase a lot in the future. So just let go and let the spirit chi circulate by itself. I don't know what kind of dog's hit luck you have to encounter such a good thing. After saying that, Lin Rei disappeared in front of Lin Rei's eyes with a face full of displeasure. Lin Rei, on the other hand, was overjoyed. After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei was only responsible for circulating the primal chaos scripture and the devouring technique. As for the spirit chi that entered his body, it was automatically compressed. 2 days passed very quickly. Outside the door, Baiyu was already numb. Baiyu didn't even know what words to use to describe this young master of hers. The spirit chi absorbed in these 2 days was enough to create a few nascent soul stage cultivators. However, this young master of hers still hadn't broken through. At this moment, Linley was using his inner vision to examine himself. He could see that the lines that had been compressed into the shape of a bolt of lightning were about to take shape. This meant that he was about to reach the level of memory that Xiaolong had mentioned. Thus, Linley began his final frenzy, activating both techniques to their limits. Instantly, All of the spiritual energy in his body began to surge towards Linley's room at 3 times the speed of before. What's going on? Is he really going to break through? Outside the door, Bayu noticed the change in the spirit chi and instantly thought that her young master was going to break through. However, such an imagination was always very hurtful. With this kind of absorption speed, another day passed. Bayu didn't want to talk anymore. At this moment, Linley, who was in his room, could sense that his Lammeter state had already taken shape. Thus, he could sense that there was a barrier to his fasting period. Instantly, Linley activated all of his spiritual energy and charged towards that barrier. Like a hot knife through butter, the moment his spiritual energy touched the barrier, there was a pop sound, and he easily broke through. Following Linley's breakthrough, the aura and pressure emanating from his body began to spread out in all directions. And then, within his dantian, the newly formed Lammeter lightning bolts charged out as well, wreaking havoc within the room. Boom, boom, kacha sounds came from the room. Outside the door, Bayu felt that the spirit chi was slowly returning to normal and calmed down. However, when she heard Lin Rei's voice, Bayu became very anxious and rushed in without knocking. Sensing that someone was approaching, the extreme realm lightning rushed towards the threat. It was very fast. The moment Bayu opened the door, he felt a trace of threat and quickly sent out his magic treasure to defend himself. The extreme realm and Bayu's magic treasure collided. Bang, kacha sounds came out. The extreme state seemed to have been injured and returned to Lin Rei's body to recuperate. Bayu's hair was disheveled, and she stood there with her magic treasure damaged. She looked at this scene with a shocked expression. At this time, Bayu wanted to die. He didn't expect Lin Rei's room to not have such a powerful attack. Chapter 72. Bayu, are you alright? By now, Linley had come back to his senses. He saw that the supreme-level lightning had already injured White Feather, who had barged in. Although it had just been a surprise attack, it was not to be underestimated. Linley began to feel excited. Cough, cough, I'm fine. Young master, you don't have to be nervous. Your subordinate's injuries are not serious. I just don't know what kind of thing injured me. It's so powerful. Hearing Bayu's words, Lin Rei's face couldn't help but turn red. A trace of guilt flashed across his eyes. However, it was quickly over, and Bayu didn't notice it at all. Oh, this is the extreme realm lightning strike that I just cultivated. It's just that I just broke through, so I'm not that familiar with its control. That's why I unconsciously injured you. I'm really sorry. Extreme realm lightning strike? What is that? How come I've never heard of it before? Seeing Bayu's puzzled expression, Lin Rei didn't say much. Since Bayu didn't know, then Lin Rei quickly changed the topic. That's right, Bayu. Now that I've broken through to the next stage of Anidia, refining pills should be more helpful. When will you teach me alchemy? Hearing Linley's words, White Feather hurriedly replied, Young master, too many things have happened today, and you're injured as well. Let's wait until tomorrow. I'll go back and make some preparations. I'll report back tomorrow. And all right then. Hearing Bayu's words, Lin Rei felt that he was right and let Bayu go back first. Your subordinate will take his leave. After speaking, Bayu left Lin Rei's room. In the room, Lin Rei looked at the room that was destroyed by his lightning strike and smiled bitterly. AI, it seems that I have to change rooms. As he spoke, Linley went to a completely undamaged room. He sat down in the lotus position and began to stabilize his cultivation base while quietly waiting for the next day to arrive. At this moment, in one of the rooms of the sect, a little girl was trying to suffocate a teenage boy. She was even panting with rage. Uncle Xiaodian, how can you do this? Master told you to look at me, and you really did it. You didn't even blink. Don't your eyes ache? Little you, young master said that you were injured a few days ago, so he didn't allow you to cultivate. If your Taoist foundation was destroyed because of this, then the loss would outweigh the gain. So, you'd better listen to young master and consolidate your cultivation. Don't think about cultivating anymore. Yes, they were one you that Lin Rei asked Lin Tian to look after. However, it seemed that one you was not so obedient. She always thought about cultivating. As long as she had time, she would secretly cultivate when Lin Tian was not paying attention. As a result, in order to complete the task given to him by Lin Rei, Lin Tian did not even dare to close his eyes. He was afraid that Wan Yu would start cultivating again if he was not paying attention. If I don't care. I don't care. Uncle shout Hian, just let me cultivate. I promise that when Master comes out, I will take care of everything. Okay? Looking at Wan Yu's coquettish behavior, Lin Tian always insisted on what Lin Rei said to him. He did not waver for a moment in his heart that he did not want Wan Yu to cultivate. You should obediently go back and sit down. I said that I won't let you cultivate, so I won't let you cultivate. If you continue to do this, then don't blame Uncle Xiao Tian for being ruthless. Others will fix you. After saying that, Lin Tian's face became cold. He did not look like the child who was talking and laughing before. Seeing this scene, Wan Yu finally became obedient. She quickly sat on the bed and reflected. Although she said she was reflecting, it was more like she was sleeping. Time passed quickly. The night was always so beautiful and peaceful. However, this kind of time would not last too long. Soon, the sun slowly rose from the east. The moment the sun rose, the earth seemed to be covered with a golden coat. It looked very noble and elegant. At this time, Lin Rei had already woken up. He was finally able to concoct dawn today. Dong, dong, dong. A series of knocks came to Lin Rei's ears. He did not need to think to know that it must be Bai Yu. "And come in," Lin Rei said to Bai Yu, who was outside the door. Bai Yu pushed the door open and entered. At this time, Bai Yu had already changed his clothes. He was no longer the Bai Yu who was beaten up by Lin Rei's lightning strike. "Young master, since you're so familiar with the names and pharmacology of herbs, then we will start concocting dawn today. First, let's start with the simplest body-tempering dawn." Hearing Bai Yu's words, Lin Li was very excited, and so he immediately agreed. "Good, then let's concoct the simplest body-tempering dawn. I want to see how dawn are concocted." Hearing Lin Rei's agreement, Bai Yu took out the body-tempering dawn. He then took out a cauldron and explained to Lin Rei what the process of concocting dawn required. "Young master, in order to concoct dawn, you must first know how to concoct dawn. Secondly, you must know how to use the fire to concoct dawn faster. First, preheat the cauldron. Once it's preheated, you can start to extract the essence of the herbs." As he spoke, White Feather's hands moved. His hands formed seals very quickly, and his mouth kept chanting incantations. "Spirit of 10,000 flames, listen to my command. Light up." After saying that, a flame appeared in Bai Yu's hand. Although it was a flame, but in Lin Rei's eyes, it was not even 1% as hot as the illusory spirit blood fire. The first step is done. Next, extract the essence of the herbs. First is the crispy bone flower. You must use the fire to extract the essence. After saying that, Bai Yu controlled the flame in his hand and began to refine the crispy bone flower in front of him. Soon, the crispy bone flower was refined into a liquid. Next is the meridian herb. This herb can warm the meridians. It is a very good herb. Next is the snow Ganoderma. After that, Bai Yu explained the process of concocting dawn to Lin Rei. He didn't even let go of the herbs. Everything was explained to Lin Rei. "Well, young master, the next step is the most important. You should also know how to concoct dawn. Next, I will teach you one of the most powerful alchemy techniques of our sect, the 9 Dragons Ascending to Heaven technique. With this technique, you can concoct 9 dawn at once. Even the sects of the Middle Sky continent are envious." Speaking of this, White Feather's face showed a proud look, and Lin Li was also surprised. This name was already cool enough, not to mention that even the Middle Sky continent was envious of it, which was even more amazing. "Young master, watch carefully." "Huh!" White Feather shouted. The flame in his hand immediately split into 9 parts and rushed towards the refined essence. In an instant, the essence was surrounded by 9 parts of the flame and sent into the alchemy cauldron that was already heated up. "Young master, the next step is to send your soul force into the cauldron through the cauldron. Observe the formation and changes of the dawn. Don't make any mistakes. Otherwise, all the previous efforts will be wasted. This step is the most important especially the ability to control one's soul. Lin Rei's eyes widened. But strangely, after Bayu's demonstration, Lin Rei seemed to have engraved everything he said in his mind. He couldn't forget it, even if he wanted to. Huh, the dawn are done, Bayu shouted and slapped the top of the cauldron. In an instant, 9 dawn shot out from the cauldron and into the bottle of dawn that Bayu had prepared. Young master, you watched the whole process of this subordinates demonstration just now, including the 9 dragons' ascension to the heavens technique. After refining the dawn, Bayu turned his head and looked at Lin Rei, who was listening carefully. At this time, Lin Rei had already memorized all the alchemy process. Well, I memorized it. Now it's time for me to try it. At this time, Lin Rei couldn't wait to try it. When watching Bayu refining dawn, Lin Rei couldn't help but want to try it. Well, young master, you can try it, but don't force it. Bayu's face was full of embarrassment and worry. He was afraid that Lin Rei would blow up the cauldron. If that happened, it would be over. After that, Lin Rei followed Bayu's example. Illusory spirit blood fire, come out and preheat the cauldron. In an instant, a blood-like flame with an extremely high temperature appeared in Lin Rei's palm and rushed towards the cauldron in front of him. Boom! The moment the illusory spirit blood fire rushed over, the entire cauldron melted. What kind of flame is this? Right now, White Feather could no longer be described as shocked, because he had been by Lin Li's side ever since he had entered closed-door training. Too many strange things had happened, and so White Feather had lost the ability to resist. But when he saw Lin Li's Huiyin, he was deeply attracted. Bayu, can you give me another cauldron first? Otherwise, I won't be able to continue practicing. Seeing the way White Feather was looking at him, Lin Li couldn't help but feel goosebumps all over his body. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Bayu reacted and quickly took out a new cauldron from his storage ring and placed it in front of Lin Rei. Again, boom, again. Just like that, after 10 or so attempts, Lin Li was finally able to control the temperature of the flames. Lin Li then attempted the next step, which was to extract the essences of the spiritual herbs. The result was the same as the beginning. Many of the spiritual herbs were burned by Lin Li's illusory spirit blood fire. Fortunately, he had enough spiritual herbs. Without experiencing wind and rain, how could there be a rainbow? After much effort, Lin Li finally condensed all of the spiritual herbs into essences. Lin Li then began the 3rd step. This time, Lin Li relied on White Feather's alchemy techniques. The beginning was simple. It looked exactly the same as White Feather's alchemy techniques. However, the amount of spiritual herbs that Lin Li separated was much more than White Feather's. More than 30 balls of flames separated, wrapping around the essences of the spiritual herbs and rushing into the furnace. The nearby White Feather was completely stupefied. Right now, he really didn't know what to say. Just now, he had been talking about the 9 dragons ascending to the heavens technique, but in Lin Li's hands, it had transformed into 30-plus balls of fire. The pill is formed. Lin Li let out a loud shout, and all of the fiery flames wrapped around the pill flew out, slowly landing in Lin Li's hands. The moment the pill came out, the entire room was filled with the fragrance of the pill. Congratulations to the host for successfully refining a pill for the first time. The reward is 10 experience points and the method of 10,000 technique proficiency plus 1. A system prompt sounded, which made Lin Rei very happy. However, Lin Rei didn't understand the method of 10,000 techniques. He had never heard of it before, but Lin Rei soon forgot about it. Bayu, quickly come and take a look. Is the pill I refined good? Lin Li hurriedly waved his hand at the dumbfounded Bayu, and then began to admire the pill he had successfully concocted for the first time in his life. Chapter 73. Yes, young master. Hearing Lin Rei's call, Bayu immediately woke up from his shock and hurried to Lin Rei's side. He grabbed the pill that Lin Rei had refined and looked at it. The more he looked, the more shocked he was. Bayu saw that there were 2 pill veins on the pill. This was the king of all pills, especially when it was Lin Ray's first time refining it. Young master, are you sure you've never been annoyed when refining pills before? Bayu's tone was full of disbelief. The shock in his eyes was even greater than before. Yes, haven't you seen it already? This is really my first time refining a pill. Before this, other than the medicinal theory you asked me to memorize, I haven't seen anything else related to it. Seeing Bayu's disbelief, Lin Ray, who was originally in a good mood, instantly became unhappy. Sigh, comparisons are odious. I didn't expect young master to be such a genius. I didn't expect young master to be able to refine pill veins in her first try. This really makes me feel ashamed. After speaking, Bayu didn't say anything else. Instead, he went to the side and sat down silently. The complicated expression on his face made Lin Ray feel funny. I owe enough Bayu. How old are you now? Still throwing a tantrum. As he spoke, Linley walked over to the sulking White Feather's side, consoling her. All right, since I've learned the first pill, let's start with the new pill. I don't want to waste my good time. After speaking, Linley didn't look at White Feather again. Instead, he walked to the pill furnace and began to prepare for the next step. White Feather, who was sitting in the same spot, saw that his young master was full of energy. He hurriedly walked over and began to prepare for the next pill. Young master, take this. This thing contains all the pill recipes of our sect. It includes many kinds of pills. Moreover, there are pills before the body integration stage, so it will be helpful for you to refine pills. Moreover, there are many pills refined by the previous higher-ups. And there are many elixirs. Looking at the pill recipe, Lin Ray didn't hesitate and directly took it. Yes, not bad. This way, I can refine pills by myself. The more he thought about it, the more excited Lin Ray became. The more he thought about it, the more excited he became. In the end, his hand trembled and he almost threw the pill recipe into the fire. All right, what pill are we going to refine next? Seeing the look of anticipation in Linley's eyes, Bayu hurriedly said, Young master, what we're going to concoct next is a slightly more difficult pill. It is called the energy recovery pill. The energy recovery pill is a type of pill that can allow practitioners to quickly recover their spiritual energy. However, this pill is only limited to the early stages of anedia. As for the later stages, these pills will not be needed. As she spoke, White Feather began to talk about how to concoct pills and the process. Linley also studied very seriously. Not long after, White Feather had taught Linley the entire process and method of concocting pills. Young master, that was the entire refining process and method of the energy recovery pill. Did you see it clearly? Hearing Bayu's question, Lin Ray didn't explain. Instead, he took the spirit herbs and walked to the side of the cauldron to refine the pill. Bayu wasn't surprised by this scene. He was already numb to this feeling. Even if Lin Ray did something incredible, he wouldn't be surprised. This had become a habit of Bayu. Taking the spiritual herbs, Linley began to concoct the pills. As he recalled the process and techniques White Feather had described, he began to concoct the pills. With the spiritual herbs he had used to concoct the pills, everything went smoothly. But at the final step of the pill formation, something strange happened. Bang! The entire place of seclusion was pitch black, emitting thick black smoke. From time to time, there was also a burnt smell. Cough, cough, what's going on? Looking at this scene, Lin Ray quickly recalled where he made a mistake in the refining process. However, even after thinking for a long time, Lin Ray still couldn't figure it out. Young master, don't be discouraged. It's not a big deal to fail once. As long as you know where you made a mistake, you can continue refining. Seeing his young master's situation, Bayu couldn't bear it and comforted him. Where exactly did I make a mistake? What exactly? Speaking until here, Lin Ray's eyes widened. He quickly stood up and walked to the side of the cauldron that had exploded. After a long time, Lin Ray's originally solemn face finally revealed a smile. Ha! I knew it. I can't be wrong. It turns out that there's a mistake here. Saying that, Lin Ray quickly stood up and walked to the side of the cauldron that Bayu had already prepared. This time, Lin Ray's technique was obviously more complicated than what Bayu had described. However, it was indeed more skillful than Lin Rei's previous refining. Seeing this scene, Baiyu couldn't help but reveal a look of excitement. In addition to excitement, he was more gratified. "Heh, the pills are done," Lin Rei shouted. With a wave of his hand, a wave of spiritual energy swept up the pills that had already been refined in the cauldron and flew out. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. There was a burst of air-piercing sound. 30 to 40 pills flew out from the cauldron. Accompanying the pills was a tempting medicinal fragrance. Haha, this time, I finally know that it's my own fault. When I was refining pills, I only knew how to draw gourds and ladles, but I didn't really understand the essence of refining pills. It's really... Speaking of this, Lin Rei felt ashamed. It turned out that after refining the pills, Lin Rei pondered for a long time. At noon, he realized that it wasn't his own refining process that was wrong. He only knew how to imitate Baiyu's refining method, but he didn't know how to refine pills that truly belonged to himself. After everything was the same, there was now the pills in Lin Rei's hands. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for refining a yellow level pill. Special reward, 90 pill refining points and 4 experience points for the method of 10,000 laws. Ding dong, congratulations to the host. The apprentice experience points are now full. Do you want to advance to yellow level alchemist now? There was a series of system notifications. However, Lin Rei was very curious. In the system's personal information interface, he didn't find the experience points for the method of 10,000 laws. Where did he go to get that experience points? Ding dong. Does the host want to break through to Emperor level alchemist now? Lin Rei, who was thinking about what the method of 10,000 laws was, woke up when he heard the system's notification. And I want to advance now. If I advance earlier, I'll feel more at ease. All right, then I'll have to ask the host not to refine pills for the next few days, because no matter how many pills the host refines, it won't increase the host's experience points. Therefore, I'll have to ask the host to cultivate properly for the next few days. After saying this, the system disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a stupefied Linley in the same spot. I see, what is this called? I didn't think that such a high-level thing would have such a flaw. This is really infuriating. Originally, Lin Rei wanted to work hard to refine pills after breaking through to yellow-level alchemist. He wanted to break through to black-level alchemist within a month, but he didn't think that the system would do such a thing. It really made Lin Rei want to cry and laugh at the same time. AI, Baiyu, you go back first for these few days. I'll call you when I have time. I'll take a look at this pill recipe in these few days. Lin Rei thought. Since he was already a yellow-level alchemist, it was only a matter of time before he became a black-level alchemist. But when he thought of the system's mission, Lin Rei felt a headache coming on. Oh, this subordinate will take his leave. Baiyu didn't ask any more questions, but decisively left Lin Rei's room and went back to his own room. Lin Rei, who was in his room, also followed the system's instructions and sat down cross-legged to cultivate. At this time, the main hall of the Danzong sect was indeed very lively. In this hall, all the elders and Dan Yunzi were present. It's great that the Great Elder has returned today. With the Great Elder overseeing the Danzong sect in the future, we can break through in peace. At this time, Dan Yunzi walked out and came to the side of an elder. He smiled and patted the elder's shoulder. Yes, the Great Elder is the signboard of our Danzong sect. With the Great Elder here, we can rest assured. Sect leader, don't say that. No matter what, the Danzong sect can only flourish because of the sect leader. This old man is just a member of the Danzong sect. It's my duty to work for the Danzong sect, so there's no need for the sect leader to say that. Hearing the Great Elder's words, everyone laughed. At this time, an elder stood up and said to the Great Elder, Great Elder, before the young master went into seclusion, he said that you would bring back a lot of good children from outside. May I know where these children are now? Hearing the elder's words, the faces of everyone in the hall instantly turned solemn. Reporting to the sect leader, I have indeed brought back some children. These children are now waiting outside the door. If the sect leader wants to see them, this old man will immediately ask the disciples to bring them in and let the sect leader have a look. Upon hearing the elder's words, the first elder hurriedly told him the location of the child who would come later. Well, there's no need for that. The young master said that you should hand over all the children you brought back to Ming and Tianyun and do your best. So I'll have to trouble the great elder to make a trip here. You also know that this is the young master's order. As subordinates, we can't be judgmental, right? Hearing Dan Yunzi's words, the great elder quickly nodded and then slowly retreated. He led the children outside the hall to the small courtyard where Ming and Tianyun were. At this time, Tianyun and the other two were sitting together, discussing what had happened in the past few days. It turned out that when Lin Ray broke through the fasting period, the strength of the warriors summoned by Lin Ray had also increased. And it wasn't just a little bit. It had broken through from the peak of the enlightened period to the peak of the fasting period. Chapter 74. Sigh, whatever. My cultivation has improved and nothing bad has happened. We'll just have to wait for the young master to come out of seclusion and ask him. Tianyun and Bing both agreed with Ming's words. No matter how they thought about it, they couldn't think of anything. Yes, Ming is right. Instead of thinking about these pointless things, we should hurry up and do what the young master asked us to do. At this time, I stood up and said something to Tianyun before retreating. The two people in the room stared blankly for a moment before coming back to their senses. Sai, it's easy for you to say. Do you think we don't want to do it? But the thing is, the mission the young master gave us hasn't arrived yet. How do you expect us to do it? Seeing Ice walk out, Heavenly Cloud could not help but complain to Ice, who had already walked out of the door. At that moment, a voice pierced through the room. Ming and Tianyun immediately rushed out of the door to where the voice came from. Fellow Taoists inside, I've been following the young master's orders to gather some children outside. I'm sending them over now. Would it be convenient for you to come out and receive them? As soon as he finished speaking, Ming and Bing rushed out of the room. Looking at the person in front of them, they knew that this must be the great elder they had never met before. Their faces were immediately filled with smiles. Oh, you must be the Danzong Sect's great elder. It's an honor to meet you at last. No. I'm just an ordinary cultivator. I just casually took up a position in the alchemy sect. It's nothing. Moreover, with my cultivation and talent, I'm already a top-notch existence, even in the central continent. The three of them flattered each other. Moreover, from the looks of it, the great elder seemed to have hit it off very well with Ming and Bing. All right. Fellow Taoists, you should know why I'm here this time, right? After a long time, the great elder returned to the main topic and talked about the purpose of his visit. Yes, that's right. We've been following the young master's orders to wait here for the great elder to send these children over. Just as I was talking, you arrived. Don't you think it's a coincidence? All right, I'll leave these 100 over children to you. I just came back and haven't had the time to go back yet. Since I'm leaving the children to you, I'll take my leave first. Then, without waiting for Ming to reply, he hurriedly flew towards the palace where he lived. Ming and Tianyun smiled bitterly when they saw this. What an impatient temperament. Whatever you say is what it is. You didn't even wait for the person to finish speaking and left in a hurry. Seeing the first elder's figure disappear, the two of them regained their senses and turned their attention to the 100 children. Looking at these children, Ming and Tianyun immediately became serious. They said to these children, "Let me tell you something. Since you're here, you're our young master's people from now on. Our young master can teach you abilities that you'll never imagine. However, you have to swear allegiance to our young master from now on. If you violate him, no matter where you are, you can't resist our pursuit. Do you understand?" As soon as Ming's words came out, the children, who were originally smiling, immediately became serious. Some of them cried out of fear. Some of them even had their eyes shining when they heard that they could learn abilities that they could never imagine. At this time, each of them had an ulterior motive, and no one knew what they were thinking. Although the oldest of them was only 11 years old, in this era, 11-year-old children already had their own thoughts and ideas. Yes, we understand. After Ming finished speaking, All the children answered in unison. Their voices were loud and clear. Looking at this momentum, Ming could not help but imagine the achievements of these children in the future. Well, in that case, follow me and swear an oath now. Remember, don't play any tricks. If you don't swear an oath, then there's no need for us to keep him. I'll make sure that he won't see the sun tomorrow. After saying that, Ming released his electric light state's coercion and rushed towards the 100 children. In the blink of an eye, 90% of the children were lying on the ground under the pressure of fate. Only 10% of the children were still struggling to hold on. Although the 10% of the children looked miserable, it wasn't easy. After seeing Ming's means, all the children became well-behaved. However, in their eyes, Ming could see that their yearning for strength was no less than his. Well, I just gave you a warning. But if someone really betrays our young master, then I'll directly kill him, so that his soul will not be reincarnated. When all the children heard Ming's words, they could not help but tremble. Their eyes were full of fear. Then, the next step is to officially swear an oath. I swear that I'll be loyal to young Master Lin Rei from now on. I'll never violate it. If I violate it, I'll be tempered by the nirvana thunder tribulation. My soul will be destroyed, and I won't be reincarnated. I'm willing to fall into the Avicii hell and be burned by the hellfire forever. After Ming finished speaking, all the children followed suit. In an instant, the sky, which was originally sunny, became cloudy after these children swore their allegiance to Lin Rei. It was as if the words of these children were answered by the heavens. Well, not bad. Since you're all on the same side, then I'll now test your aptitudes. If your aptitudes are above average, you'll be able to practice the cultivation method designated by the young master. If your aptitudes are below average, you'll be able to practice the highest cultivation method of the Danzong sect. Well, now line up and start the test. After Ming finished speaking, all the children lined up in an orderly manner and waited for Ming's test. At this time, the children were very nervous. They all hoped to practice the cultivation method designated by the young master. So at this moment, they were like ants on a hot pan, anxious and restless. Well, qualified. Next, unqualified. Unqualified, qualified, qualified, unqualified. In this way, Ming used the method that Lin Rei taught him to test the aptitudes of all the children one by one. In the end, Ming was very disappointed. He originally thought that there would be a lot of children with above-average aptitudes, but in the end, there were only 20 children with above-average aptitudes. The rest were all of medium aptitudes. None of them had below-average aptitudes. I didn't expect that there would only be 20 children with above-average aptitudes. This is really too little. Will the young master be disappointed when he comes out? Looking at the 20 children with above-average aptitudes in front of him, Ming stood up and walked to their side. He smiled and said, "Children, you're very lucky to be chosen by the young master. So from today onwards, I'll personally guide you in your cultivation. As for the other disciples, they'll follow Tianyun to practice." If there were people who were happy, then there were people who were sad. After hearing Ming's words, the 20 children who were selected by Ming were immediately excited. As for the children who weren't selected, they all lowered their heads with colorful expressions on their faces. Children, don't worry. The cultivation method that I'm going to give you is also the best. As long as you work hard, I believe that you'll achieve extraordinary things in the future. Tianyan hurriedly walked out and comforted the 80 children when he saw them in such a state. After hearing Tianyan's words, the children who originally lowered their heads in frustration all raised their heads and kowtowed. Their eyes were filled with determination. Not bad, not bad. Since you've all recognized your mistakes, then come with me. Tell me your names later so that I can understand each of you better. Seeing that the group of children's fighting spirit had been reignited, Tianyun was relieved. He nodded to Ming and led the group of children to the training ground. Ming and the others who stayed behind also handed over the cloud art that Lin Rei had given to the 20 children. At this time, Lin Rei didn't know that the future pillar of the Xuanzong sect had already begun to practice. In addition, he had sworn an oath to Lin Rei and had become the future Lin Rei's most loyal subordinate and brother. Ding dong, Congratulations to the host for leveling up to a yellow rank alchemist. The next level up will be after 500 experience points. I hope that the host can continue to work hard and strive to complete the system's task as soon as possible. This way, the system can give the host another task. While Rode was looking at the pill formula that you had given him, the system's prompt sounded. Haha, I've finally removed the seal. I should have said that it would take a few days, but it's only been a short while. Seriously, ding dong. Please be mindful of your words and actions. If you insult the system again, the system will give you a corresponding punishment. After hearing the system's words, Lin Ray felt as though there were 10,000 alpacas galloping across his mind. He instantly lost his temper. Since the seal has been removed, I should hurry up and learn the pills that I've learned and level up quickly. Otherwise, if I don't complete the mission in a month, at this thought, Lin Ray couldn't help but tense up. Then, he went to the side of the furnace and immersed himself in the joy of leveling up. Rumble, rumble. At this moment, in the center of the western region, beneath a bottomless abyss, a shocking spirit jade pagoda rose from the ground. It was a grand and magnificent sight. The spiritual energy exuding from the top of the pagoda was even more shocking. This action attracted the attention of many rogue cultivators. Even the forces in the east, north, south, and center were informed of this matter. Moreover, this matter was slowly being spread out. Some sects had even begun to rush over from the central region of the western region. Above the tower were the words Cloud Tower. Looking at the tip of the pen, no one in the entire mysterious heavenly mainland could compare to it. Chapter 75. In the central continent of the mysterious heavenly mainland, there was a majestic mountain surrounded by clouds and mist. A magnificent palace sat on top of it. The words Sword School were written on the gate. Father, a 9-floored mystery realm called the Cloud Pagoda has appeared in a forbidden area of the western continent. It said that this mystery realm has never been discovered before. Someone has also discovered that the Cloud Pagoda is surrounded by a dense spiritual aura. It's even stronger than that of the central continent. It's very likely to be a heaven-level mystery realm. Do you think we should? They were in the highest palace of the Sword School. 2 people were dressed in luxurious robes that glowed with multicolored light. They must be rare, treasured robes. Based on their conversation, it was obvious that they were father and son. The young man who spoke had a jade-like complexion and delicate features. He looked very handsome. The middle-aged man who sat on the upper seat exuded a domineering aura. He was full of nobility. Yes, you're right. However, Showerer, the sudden appearance of the secret realm in the western continent has stirred up all the forces in the Xintian continent. I think it's going to be a fat piece of meat that won't be easy to enjoy. The man who sat on the upper seat had a worried look on his face. It was obvious that he was not optimistic about the mystery realm in the western continent. Yes, Father, you're right. Not only the mystery realm pagoda, but the western forbidden area is already famous enough, let alone the mystery realm that hasn't been discovered yet. Sai, we have no choice. The pagoda is a heaven-level mystery realm. No matter how difficult it is to chew, we have to give it a try. With the prestige of the central continent, I'm sure the other sects will give us some face. They won't harm us, right? Hearing his son's words, the man who sat on the upper seat was visibly excited. However, he quickly concealed his emotions, and no one noticed. Well, since Father has said so, I'll bring some experts to the western continent immediately. I don't want some people to get in front of us. Yes, you're right. When you go, take Uncle Jean with you. Let him protect you closely. Remember, I don't care about the treasures in the mystery realm. As long as you're safe, I'll be at ease. Hearing her father's words, a smile appeared on the face of the person called Shower. All right, I understand, Father. I'll take my leave now. As he spoke, the young man called Shower bowed to the man in the seat of honor and walked out. Seeing that his son had left, the man smiled and closed his eyes to rest. Not only the Sword House, but also all the first-grade forces in the mysterious heavenly continent, including the young disciples of their sects, started to move. At this time, In the meeting room of the Danzong Sect in the Western Continent, all the senior members of the Danzong Sect were present except for White Feather, who was accompanying Lin Ray in his closed-door training. The meeting room was eerily silent, and everyone had a solemn expression on their faces. I'm sure everyone knows. The appearance of the Mystery Realm in the Lingtian Forbidden Area in the Western Continent has attracted the attention of various forces. Even the first-rate sects in the Central Continent have started to move. I'm afraid this trip to the Mystery Realm will not be simple. Moreover, the Mystery Realm has appeared in the Lingtian Forbidden Area. I'm afraid many people will die this time. At this moment, Dan Yunzi, who was sitting on the sect master's seat, spoke to the elders below him with a solemn expression. It was obvious that Dan Yunzi wasn't optimistic about this trip to the Mystic Realm. Yes, let's not think about the Cloud Pagoda's Mystery Realm. Just the protective barrier of the Cloud Pagoda's Mystery Realm in the Lingtian Forbidden Area is not that easy to break through. Yes, just the Lingtian Forbidden Area alone is not that easy to break through. Moreover, there are so many God-favored disciples from various sections. This is already a threat to us this time. Yes, that's right. After Dan Yunzi finished speaking about his opinion on this trip to the Mystery Realm, the elders began to discuss among themselves. Not only that, but all the elders could not help but reveal a worried look in their eyes. All right. This time, we will select the elites of our sections. However, as for who to select, it will depend on the elders' opinions. With your recommendation, their strength must be top-notch. Otherwise, I'm afraid their lives will be in danger when they encounter the God-favored disciples from the Central Continent. Dan Yunzi spoke to the elders in the lower seats and expressed his worries. His expression could not help but become more solemn. Yes, we will definitely select the elites of our sects with great care. Well, in that case, all of you can leave now. I'll inform you when I've confirmed the selection. After saying that, Dan Yunzi did not listen to them anymore. Instead, he closed his eyes, and those elders sensibly retreated. Some people were happy, while others were sad. Not only were there people in certain mystery realms, but there were also people who were secretly plotting against other sections. In the Search Sect Conference Hall, not far from the Danzong Sect, all the elders and sect leaders were sitting in the hall, discussing how to plot against the Danzong Sect. Sect leader, this mystery realm is the most advantageous opportunity for our sect. As long as all the elites of the Danzong Sect die in this mystery realm, we will definitely give the Danzong Sect a heavy gift. After this, I believe that the Danzong Sect will definitely suffer a great loss. However, we will definitely not fight to the death to take down the entire Danzong Sect. At that time, we will merge the Danzong Sect, and our Search Sect will definitely become stronger again. After hearing the elders' analysis, everyone present could not help but nod their heads. Their eyes were filled with admiration. Yes, Elder Wang is right. As long as the Danzong Sect manages to kill all the elites in the Mystery Realm, it will definitely give the Danzong Sect a heavy blow. At that time, we won't have any chance of defeating the Danzong Sect. Yes, that's right. I didn't expect Elder Wang to have such a meticulous plan. It's really amazing. After hearing Elder Wang's words, everyone present couldn't help but smile and nod their heads. They all complimented Elder Wang one after another. All right, we have to prepare well this time. After this mystery realm ends, we will declare war on the Danzong Sect. At that time, our sect will have the support of the Danzong Sect's elixirs. I believe our sect will definitely soar. Who knows, maybe our Search Sect can even move to the central mainland. For a moment, everyone laughed when they heard Sect Master Sun's words. Their eyes were filled with excitement. Yes, that's it then. We'll let Elder Wang choose the people who will go to the Mystery Realm this time. Remember, this time, we must send the most powerful young people in our sect. This time, we have to be prepared to rise. We don't have to be afraid of the sect being destroyed one day. Yes, Sect Master. This time, I will definitely select the most promising young people in our sect. Hearing Elder Wang's words, Sect Master Sun nodded his head leisurely. He then waved his hand and dismissed them. All right, all of you may leave. Remember, before the mystery realm opens. Let those disciples cultivate well and recuperate their spirits. Prepare to perform well in the mystery realm. When the time comes, I will not shortchange them." After saying that, Sect Master Sun took a step back and left the back hall. The elders who were seated also stood up one by one and walked out of the door. After this incident, the people of the Danzong sect still didn't know that their sect had been targeted. At this time, they were still carefully selecting the people who would go to the mystery realm this time. Time flew by. Time flew by. Unknowingly, it had been almost a month since the mystery realm opened. There were many people from the western region. Most of them were here for the mystery realm in the Lingtian forbidden area. However, there were also some people who wanted to join in the fun. The disciples at the Danzong sect had carefully selected were working hard at this time. Boom! At this time, in the depths of the Danzong sect cave, Lin Rei was sitting in front of the alchemy furnace. He was looking at the alchemy furnace in a daze. At this time, Lin Rei was holding some of the pills that had just been refined. On the surface of the pills, there was a multicolored glow. There was no doubt that the pills were emitting an alluring fragrance. Ding dong, congratulations to the host. You have refined the mystic level pill, foundation building pill. You are hereby rewarded with 200,000 alchemy experience points, 20 alchemy experience points, and 100,000 experience points. Ding dong, congratulations to the host. Although you're now able to refine mystic level pills, you're still not able to break through to the mystic level. However, you're not far away. Now, you're only 10 experience points away from breaking through to the mystic level. The system's voice transmitted to Lin Rei's ears. Hearing this news, Lin Rei's face revealed an excited smile. Haha, I didn't think that I would be able to refine mystic level pills now. Although I'm only 10 experience points away, it is only a matter of refining a furnace of pills. It is just that I still don't know what is going on with the method of 10,000 methods. It has already increased to several hundred, but it still hasn't appeared. Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel worried. He thought of how he had been refining pills nonstop for the past month, and how he had gained experience points. But what exactly was the method of 10,000 methods? Ding dong. The host doesn't need to worry. When the host reaches a certain level, the host will know the wonderful use of the method of 10,000 methods. But before that, the host must hurry up and become a mystic level alchemist. Moreover, there are only 2 days left until the deadline of the mystic level alchemist mission. If the host doesn't hurry up, the host will slowly be tortured by the system. After saying these words, the system stopped and revealed a huge murderous aura. Lin Rei was stunned. He didn't think that the system would have such a strong, murderous aura. And okay, I understand. Chapter 76. Let's begin the final level up. Hearing the system's final mission notification, Lin Rei became nervous. But then he remembered that he only needed one last batch of dawn to advance, so the tension in his heart relaxed. Next, I will try to refine the detoxification Dan. As long as I can refine it, I can slowly become a profound level alchemist. Lin Rei immediately went to the storage ring where the dawn were stored and carefully selected the dawn that could be used to refine the detoxification Dan. Okay, let's start simple. Success or failure depends on this one move. Let's see if I can refine the detoxification Dan. After saying that, Lin Rei began to refine the detoxification Dan. After a month of refining, Lin Rei's alchemy skills could already catch up with the alchemists who had been advancing for a long time. Sometimes, when it came to extracting dawn, according to the method provided by Baiyu, he could only extract 50% of the dawn. The remaining 50% would be destroyed by the refiner's flames during the refining process. However, after a month of refining, Lin Rei was able to extract more than 90% of the dawn essence. In the world of alchemy, this was already considered very powerful. Besides those who had reached the pinnacle of alchemy, there were not many people who could be compared with Lin Rei. So, Lin Rei moved according to his will. A blood-red flame emerged from his fingertips and rushed towards the dawn in front of him. Puff! Puff! A sound came from the front. Linley's flame wrapped around the elixir, and in a flash, the essence of the elixir was extracted. In this instant, many alchemists would never be able to surpass Linley, a novice who had not even started learning for a month, had succeeded in refining the elixir. Looking at the dawn essence that had already been refined, Lin Ray's face showed an excited expression. This time, I'm going to successfully concoct the antidote in one go. As he spoke, Linley commanded the illusory spirit bloodfire to split into countless parts, which then charged towards the already refined spiritual medicine essences. When the illusory spirit bloodfire arrived in front of the spiritual medicine essences, it began to divide them up as though they were food. After the illusory spirit bloodfire divided the essence, it rushed into the alchemy furnace that Lin Ray had been using for a month. Boom! The raging illusory spirit bloodfire burned in the alchemy cauldron. At this time, Lin Ray's heart was very careful to observe every movement of the pill. He was afraid that a cauldron of pills would be destroyed if he was careless. Just a little longer, and I will be able to become a profound level alchemist. At that time, I will be one step closer to saving Hong Lian. He was one step closer to his goal of saving Red Lotus. Needless to say, Linley was overjoyed. If not for the fact that he was currently concocting pills, Linley would have released all of his cultivation base and let the world feel what he was feeling right now. Dong, dong, dong. At this time, a knocking sound came from the door. Lin Ray didn't need to think to know who it was. In Shandong, it was only Baiyu. Well, come in, it's not locked. Hearing the knocking sound, Lin Ray responded to Baiyu. At this time, Baiyu, who was standing outside the door, was very nervous. One had to know that Lin Ray hadn't summoned him for more than 10 days. This made him very puzzled. Today, he finally couldn't help but come to ask what was going on. With a twig sound, White Feather walked in, trembling with fear. As soon as White Feather entered, the first thing he saw was Linley's single hand controlling the flames. This scene scared White Feather silly. For a moment, White Feather stood there, his mind blank. Not only did he stand there in a daze, he didn't even blink. Ahem, Baiyu, did you come to find me for an urgent matter? Did something happen outside? Looking at Baiyu's appearance, Lin Ray didn't think too much. Instead, he asked the purpose of his visit or if something happened in the sect. Baiyu, what's wrong? After Lin Ray asked, he didn't get a response from Baiyu, so Lin Ray called out to Baiyu again. Oh, young master, what did you say just now? This subordinate lost my mind for a moment and didn't hear clearly. Damn it. After being awakened by Lin Ray, Baiyu hurriedly knelt on the ground and apologized to Lin Ray. However, his eyes didn't leave Lin Ray's cauldron. What's wrong? I wanted to ask, what are you doing here? Did something happen in the sect? Seeing White Feather's question, Linley asked the same question he had asked earlier. Oh, it's like this. I wanted to see young master why you haven't summoned this subordinate for more than 10 days. In a moment of panic, I didn't listen to young master and came here without permission. I hope young master won't be angry. Hearing Baiyu's words, Lin Ray realized that he hadn't contacted Baiyu for more than 10 days due to the temptation of becoming a profound level pill refiner. Oh, it's nothing. I just wanted to try refining pills by myself. Aren't I already refining? As he spoke, Linley's finger pointed towards the pill furnace that he was currently refining. His face revealed a trace of pride. Baiyu was dumbfounded when he saw the alchemy furnace in Linley's hand. He didn't expect that in the past 10 days, without his guidance, this young master in front of him would be able to complete alchemy on his own. Furthermore, he was able to control flames with one hand, something that no alchemist had ever attempted before. I wonder what kind of pill young master is refining. Why don't I see any dregs from young master's refinement? Baiyu didn't say much and looked around. His eyes constantly scanned the surroundings, trying to find the dregs from Lin Ray's refinement. However, after a long time, Baiyu's eyes fell back on his young master in disappointment. With a questioning tone, he asked Lin Ray, "Oh, you're talking about the dregs? I've already refined them. Moreover, I discovered that during the refinement process, I can refine the spiritual herbs to perfection. However, I don't know why you left behind so much dregs at the end. From those dregs, you can refine a lot of spiritual herbs essence. How is this possible? Young master, you're saying that you refine the spiritual herbs to the point that there isn't even a single dregs left? After hearing his young master's words, the shocked Bayou once again asked Lin Ray with a questioning tone. Yes, it can't be considered to be refined to the point that there isn't a single dregs under your feet. Looking at Bayou's questioning gaze, Lin Ray used his remaining hand to point at Bayou's feet. What? After saying that, Bayou lowered his head to look at the dregs under his feet. The moment he saw them, Bayou was petrified. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. My pill refinement is complete. I can't fall short at this time. At this time, Lin Ray didn't care about the petrified Bayou. Instead, he was concerned about the pill refinement that was about to be completed. You're still causing trouble at this time. Condense. Observing the commotion in the cauldron, Lin Ray calmly poured the illusory spirit blood fire into the cauldron. He couldn't help but reveal a mocking expression. Condense the pill, myriad treasure detoxification pill. After saying that, Lin Ray's hands constantly changed the method of condensing the pill. This method was comprehended by Lin Ray himself. Moreover, Lin Ray also discovered that using this method to condense the pill would increase the quality and quantity of the pills. From the beginning until now, Lin Ray had only used this method of condensing the pill. Subsequently, Lin Ray named this method condensing method. The pill is formed. After saying that, Lin Ray waved his hand and a lot of pills shot out from the cauldron. For a moment, Lin Ray used the bottle that he had prepared to store the pills that had been summoned. Not bad this time. I didn't expect the condensing method to be improved. This time, there are 10 more pills than the last time. A total of 100 pills. It seems that next time, I have to properly comprehend the mysteries of this method. For a moment, looking at the pills in his hand, Lin Ray's face revealed an expression of understanding, but there was also a trace of regret. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for refining the profound level detoxification pill. The host is hereby rewarded with 30 experience points for the alchemist, 20 experience points for the 10,000 techniques, and 300,000 spiritual herbs. Ding dong, congratulations to the host. The alchemist experience points have been filled and can be upgraded. Do you want to upgrade now? Congratulations to the host. The 10,000 techniques has been played to the maximum. The 600 experience points have been displayed. If you want to know more details, you can look at the host information interface. I believe that the host will be very surprised after seeing it. After Linley put away the detoxification pill, the system notified him of the good news. He was so happy that he almost fainted, especially when he heard about the long-awaited 10,000 Techniques manual. Quickly upgrade to the profound level alchemist. I don't want to be obliterated before I complete it. Ding dong, okay. Host, please wait a moment. The system is currently upgrading your alchemist level. You will be upgraded to the profound level alchemist, and the next level is the earth level alchemist. Host, please continue to work hard. Hearing the system's words, Lin Ray pouted. In his heart, he felt as if there were 10,000 grass mud horses galloping past. At this time, Lin Ray woke up from the joy of leveling up. Only then did he remember that Bayou had opened it. Thus, he turned his head and saw that Bayou's 2 eyes were staring at him like a bull's. Hey, what's wrong? Is it because I only know how to look at it these past few days and didn't hit myself? Do I look a bit embarrassed? Seeing Bayou like this, Lin Ray couldn't help but tease him. Moreover, he even cooperated with the action and touched his face. Young master, you really know how to joke. Looking at his young master's appearance, Bayou's pair of huge eyes rolled towards Lin Ray, who was teasing him. Ding dong, congratulations, host. You have now been upgraded to the profound level alchemist. I hope you continue to work hard. Ding dong, congratulations, host. You have completed the task of becoming a profound level alchemist in a month. Moreover, you have completed it ahead of time. You are hereby rewarded with 1 million experience points, 100 alchemy experience points, 110,000 techniques experience points, and 30 nascent soul-breaking pills. Oh, this is too rich. While chatting with Bayou, suddenly, the system issued a prompt. After hearing the prompt, Lin Ray was completely excited, especially the 1 million experience points. One must know that the process of alchemy also gave experience points, but that was only a small profit. Compared to 1 million, it was simply incomparable. Chapter 77. Well, Bayou, if there's nothing else, you can leave first. I'm studying the pill formula you gave me. Lin Ray came back to his senses and said to Lin Ray. When Bayou heard Lin Ray's words, even though she was still a little surprised and confused, she still obediently left and didn't say anything else. Hee, I didn't expect that just refining a pill would make Bayou so surprised. When he thought of this, Lin Ray couldn't help but feel proud. Little did he know that Lin Ray's pride was simply showing off to others. Sigh, I don't care anymore. I'd better hurry up and see what the 10,000 laws technique is that hasn't appeared yet. After saying that, Lin Ray's mind moved and the scene in front of him instantly turned into a pitch-black space. System, show me my information. Ding dong. Okay, host, please wait a moment. After arriving in the system space, Lin Ray ordered the system. As for the system, it was still using its emotionless mechanical body and mind to recover. Ding dong. The information has been displayed. Host, please take your time to look at it. If there's anything you don't understand, please feel free to ask. After saying that, the system went silent. Linley didn't bother with it. Instead, he focused all his attention on the information he had received. Name, Lin Ray. Age, 14. Cultivation, peak of the next stage of immediate experience, 999999901. Spiritual roots, thunder, fire, wood. 3 chaos spiritual roots talent, peak cultivation technique, chaos scripture, incomplete, devouring heavenly technique, growable, Hongmeng pill refining, entry cultivation technique, cloud technique, emperor level cultivation technique, martial skills, butterfly steps, entry level, stellar finger, proficient, silent thunder spear art, high profound level martial. Skill, now practice to the entry level, able to produce 3 lightning bolts, 10,000 sword art, heaven level, spiritual treasure. Martial emperor godly spear, high spiritual chi, growable, 10,000 laws sword. No grade, 10,000 beast furnace equipment. Cloud stepping boots, high spiritual weapon. Purple cloud robe, high spiritual weapon. Purple cloud inner armor, high spiritual weapon, mount. Red flame tiger, foundation establishment, level 9 lucky draw wheel, 0 champion draw. System, the champion draw opportunity has been used up. This system has been permanently sealed. Reputation, 0 exchange points, 0 spirit stones, 0 alchemy apprentice experience points, 110-1000. Alchemy room. Alchemy room can be used to refine dawn. As long as the dawn you want to refine dawn are placed inside, the alchemy room will automatically refine the dawn. However, this is limited to the host's alchemy level and cannot be any better. Alchemy Dawn will not increase any experience points. Method of 10,000 laws experience points, 600,700. Method of 10,000 laws, a spell used for alchemy. It allows you to break down the ingredients of the pill faster. It also allows the user to complete the final step of separating the ingredients of the pill during the final process of condensing the pill. At the same time, it is also a way to control fire. It is a supreme level spell. It was created by inheriting the illusory spirit blood fire. Top grade spiritual medicine, none natural treasures, 50 kilograms of purple gold nephrite, 50 kilograms of purple gold sand. Mission, main mission, establish a sect within the next 5 years. If you cannot complete the mission or exceed the time limit, you will be erased by the system. Side mission, recruit 5 best disciples within the next 5 years. Every disciple must have the aptitude of the best. Within the next 5 years, You must let your disciples make a name for themselves in the entire mysterious heavenly mainland. If you cannot complete the mission within the next 5 years, you will be erased by the system, just like the previous mission. Main mission. Host, you must become a mystic-level alchemist within a month. If you cannot complete the mission within the time limit, you will be erased by the system. Side mission. Go to the Fengyun Sect and kill the third Elder Wang Shun within the next year. If you cannot complete the mission or exceed the time limit, you will be erased by the system. Side mission. Control the entire upper echelon of the Danzong Sect within a day and become the master of the Danzong Sect. Dawn. 30 body, strengthening dawn, 200 vitality, gathering dawn, 50 foundation, building dawn, 11 mind control dawn, 1 breakthrough dawn, 11 nascent breakthrough dawn, 2 adversity, surpassing dawn, restoration dawn, 300, 1,000 body, strengthening dawn, 100 antidote dawn. Oh, this. Looking at his own information, Lin Rei almost didn't want to speak, especially when he saw the alchemy room. Although becoming an alchemist didn't give any experience points, it was still a godly cheating tool. With the alchemy room, he would have more resources to establish a sect in the future. Hee, you're dreaming. You don't even have the strength yet, and you're already thinking of establishing a sect. Really, a voice that Lin Rei didn't want to hear came from the top of the system space. Moreover, there was a hint of mockery in the voice. Hey, can you not come and disturb me every time I'm enjoying myself? Can't you just do it once? You're always like this. Every time I'm still enjoying myself, you come and pour cold water on me. Tell me, do I have a grudge against you? Or do I have a grudge against you? Hearing this voice, Lin Rei rolled his eyes. When he spoke, there was a hint of jealousy and resentment. Yo, you're still talking about me like that. If it weren't for me appearing every time, I reckon your tail would be in the sky now. You still have the cheek to complain. Hearing Lin Rei's words, little Tion didn't back down and attacked Lin Rei. Just like this, for a few hours, Lin Rei and the little dragon quarreled in the information interface. If it weren't for the fact that the system spirit didn't have a physical body, perhaps they would have already fought. Humph. Damn Xiaolong, you're always like this. Every time, you use your system's spirit to pressure me. All right, I won't argue with you anymore. There are still a few more months before the Eastern region's mission. I have to use these few months to improve my cultivation. Otherwise, if I fail to complete the mission and get killed by you, that would be a real loss. Lin Rei, who had been acting like a bitch for a long time, finally stopped. He quickly said to the little dragon, and you still talk back to me. After saying that, the little dragon retreated and didn't say another word. Lin Rei knew that the little dragon wanted him to cultivate faster. Lin Rei also didn't say anything. His eyes flashed with a trace of a smile as he left the system space and returned to the real world. I'll go into seclusion for a few more days. In any case, my experience bar is almost full. After I make a breakthrough, I'll go out and gain experience. If I keep cultivating in this kind of environment, then I won't be able to reach the peak. After returning to the real world, Lin Rei thought of this and quickly sat down cross-legged. This time, Lin Rei must break through to the mid-stage of Anidia before coming out of seclusion. At this time, outside the seclusion cave, Dan Yunzi and a group of elders had anxious expressions on their faces. They looked at the cave in front of them with worry. Senior Dan Yunzi, we have been standing here for a long time. Should we go in and invite the young master? This time, without the young master, our sect's disciples won't have any chance in the Cloud Pagoda's secret territory. One of the elders finally couldn't wait any longer. He stepped forward and said to the Danzong Sect, Master Dan Yunzi. At the same time, all the elders looked at Dan Yunzi with doubtful expressions. Sai, I know, but the young master is in seclusion. If we disturb him for no reason, won't it? Looking at the gazes of his junior brothers, Dan Yunzi knew that they wanted him to knock on the stone door for his seclusion. Sai, no, the young master won't blame us. If he really wants to blame us, then we can bear it together. But now, we have such a good opportunity. We can't give it up. Moreover, the small forces around us have also gone. Do you think we can just not go? As they spoke, they started a quarrel. At this moment, The sound of the door opening entered everyone's ears. Rumble, 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 sounds came from everyone's body. For a moment, everyone's eyes all looked towards the closed door. Why are you quarreling here? Don't you know that this is the place where the young master is in seclusion? If you disturb the young master, can you bear the responsibility? Before the person appeared, the angry voice swept over with a terrifying pressure. Everyone was no match for it, and all of them knelt on the ground. A gray-haired man walked out from behind the door and glared angrily at these people. Cough, cough. Grand Elder, please be merciful. We didn't mean to disturb the young master's seclusion. It's just that this time's matter is unusual, so? Dan Yunzi raised his head and carefully looked at Bai Yu's face. He was afraid that he would say something wrong. If this happened again, he wouldn't be able to bear it. Humph, get up. Looking at everyone's expression, Bai Yu quickly retracted his pressure and let everyone get up. Speak. What's the matter? Why did you have to disturb the young master? If you don't tell me the truth today, humph, do as you see fit. Oh, it's like this. A few days ago, a secret realm appeared in the Ling Tian forbidden area. Then, looking at Bai Yu's expression, Dan Yunzi quickly told him everything that happened in the past few days. He didn't leave out a single word. Oh, so it's like this. After listening to Dan Yunzi, Bai Yu knew the seriousness of the matter. He quickly led them to the place where Lin Rei was in seclusion. However, when they arrived in front of Lin Rei's door, they felt that Lin Rei's aura was rapidly increasing. What? How is this possible? How can it increase so quickly? It hasn't even been a month. Sensing Lin Li's aura, a hint of a smile appeared on everyone's face. As for Bai Yu, her face was filled with shock and disbelief. Grand Elder, you're... Hearing Bai Yu's words, everyone's attention was focused on Bai Yu. When they turned their heads and saw the expression on his face, they would never forget it. Oh, it's nothing. Since the young master is breaking through, let's not disturb him. Let's wait here obediently. After saying that, Bai Yu went to the side and found a clean place to sit down. He quietly waited for Lin Rei to come out of seclusion. Chapter 78. Just like that, Bai Yu and the group of elders waited at the door for a long time. At this moment, a powerful aura swept through the room. With a boom, Lin Li, who had been sitting in his room, suddenly felt his body tremble. The aura around his body began to rise, and a terrifying pressure swept out. Even the paramount lightning stamp, which had been dormant all this time, began to move. Lin Rei let out a muffled groan. His face, which was originally as white as paper, began to redden. Phew, I finally broke through. I didn't expect this breakthrough to be so smooth. If it had taken a few more days to break through, it would have been over. Feeling the rolling spiritual energy in his body, Lin Rei became excited. However, when he thought about how he didn't know when the next breakthrough would be, coupled with his shocking experience, Lin Rei, who was originally in a good mood, was instantly thrown to the back of his mind. When I was breaking through, I felt the paramount lightning stamp move. Maybe I can control it now. With that, Lin Rei thought that the paramount lightning stamp would obediently appear in his palm. However, Lin Rei, who closed his eyes. After a long time, there was still no feeling in his palm. Thus, Lin Rei gave up. Sai, really? If you didn't listen to my orders, then don't give me hope. Now that you've given me hope, don't make me despair. You're good. Now you're letting me try. You're really amazing. Seeing that his orders were not effective, Lin Rei complained to the paramount lightning stamp in his body. At this moment, Bai Yu and the others, who were outside the door, felt that the movement in the room had disappeared. They stood up and tidied up their messy clothes. Then, they came to the door and knocked. Dong, dong, dong. A series of knocks came from the door. Lin Rei, who was already in a bad mood, was in an even worse mood after hearing the knocks. Bai Yu, what do you want now? Didn't you just leave? Knowing that it was Bai Yu outside, Lin Rei didn't give him any face. He directly shouted coldly at the door. Young master, Dan Yunzi and the others have come to discuss something with you. After hearing Lin Rei's tone, all the people outside the door began to tremble. Their voices were trembling as they spoke. "Oh, you have something to discuss with me? Come in then." Upon hearing White Feather's words, Lin Ray immediately let them in. Upon receiving Lin Ray's order, White Feather and the others opened the door without hesitation. "We pay our respects to young master. We wish young master good fortune and good health. We hope that young master's cultivation will improve day by day." Lin raised Dan Yunzi and the others. He directly knelt on the ground and flattered Lin Ray. All right, get up quickly. Didn't Pure Feather say that she had something important to tell me? Hurry up and say it." Looking at Dan Yunzi kneeling on the ground, Linley hurriedly asked them to stand up and explain what had happened today. Dan Yunzi didn't dare to be negligent and hurriedly said to Linley, "It's like this, young master. A few days ago, for some reason, a secret realm appeared in the Lingtian Forbidden Area. Moreover, it's certain that this secret realm hasn't been opened by anyone. Our Sect's disciples also went there, but we're afraid that they will be attacked maliciously. So we want young master to..." Hearing these words, Linley understood. Hearing Dan Yunzi's words, Linley wanted him to be a bodyguard for those disciples. "You don't have to say anything. I know what you're going to say next. I'll agree to this. But now, tell me, what's the deal with the Heaven-class secret realms? And what are the other Heaven-class secret realms?" He didn't hesitate in the slightest as he agreed. But after speaking, Linley asked him a whole bunch of questions, causing Dan Yunzi to be unable to respond. "All right, this so-called secret realm is just a place of inheritance left behind by the predecessors. They're also divided into levels. For example, a secret realm of the heaven level is already the peak of this continent. However, a long time ago, a secret realm of the king level appeared, but that was also a long time ago." Hearing Dan Yunzi's explanation, Lin Ray nodded as if he understood. A light inadvertently flashed in his eyes. It came quickly and disappeared quickly. No one noticed it, and it was perfectly hidden. "Oh, so it's like this. Then, what are the levels of secret realms?" Hearing Lin Ray's words, Dan Yunzi said, "These secret realms are also divided into levels. For example, our Danzong sect has a secret realm of the profound level. However, many years have passed, and the sect doesn't have a decent array master. Therefore, with the passage of time, the secret realm of the sect will become lower and lower. As for the levels of secret realms, they are divided into human level, yellow level, profound level, earth level, heaven level, and king level. Our continent's records only mention the king level. Moreover, this king level has not appeared for a long time. Therefore, the king level is basically eliminated." Hearing Dan Yunzi's explanation, Lin Ray understood a lot of things. Therefore, he immediately said to Dan Yunzi, "Call me when you want to leave. As for those disciples who want to go, you have to tell them my rules. Do you understand?" Hearing Lin Ray's words, Dan Yunzi knew that when Lin Ray said these words, it meant that he was going to close the door and decline all visitors. Dan Yunzi and the others were very tactful. "Yes, young master. I will go out and immediately arrange for them. I will definitely not let them cause trouble for young master. As long as young master can protect their safety, then we will take our leave first." Finished speaking, everyone retreated. Only Lin Ray was left in the room. At this time, Lin Ray's expression was very rich. Sometimes he was worried, and sometimes he was worried. Alas, I don't want to think about it. Anyway, I have to prepare to go out and gain experience. It's the same everywhere. Maybe I can improve my cultivation and alchemy skills in this secret realm. Thinking of this, the worry in Lin Ray's eyes disappeared. It was replaced with a calm expression. There wasn't the slightest fluctuation in his expression. It was like a pool of stagnant water. At this time, a system prompt was heard. When Lin Ray heard this, he was stunned. He didn't think that the system would know. "Ding dong. Is the host willing to accept the Cloud Tower's trial? Please answer yes or no." "Ding dong. Is the host willing to accept the Cloud Tower's inheritance? Please answer yes or no." "Ding dong. Is the host willing to challenge the Ling Tian Forbidden Lands trial? Please answer yes or no. Ding dong. Is the host required to take control of the cloud tower within 2 months? If the host fails, the system can choose to erase the host. System prompt after system prompt was heard. Others might think that this was a good thing, but in Lin Ray's eyes, it was like a huge rock ruthlessly smashing into his heart. It made it hard for him to breathe. F***, are you for real? You're always like this. Can you stop messing around like this? I've just finished a quest, and you're already trying to play tricks on me. Can you stop trying to kill me every time? Although Lin Ray knew that complaining to the system would only make him angrier, Lin Ray couldn't help it. Ding dong. Is the host willing to accept all the missions? If the host doesn't accept these missions, the consequences will be the same as the last mission. If the host doesn't accept them, he will be erased. When he heard this, Lin Ray was completely stunned. He thought, since you said that I will die if I don't accept them, then why are you asking me? Isn't this superfluous? If I accept them, I will die. If I don't accept them, I will also die. Aren't you playing with me? Accept them for me. When he said these words, Linley felt as though he had broken his teeth and was forced to swallow them down. He was very unhappy. Ding dong, congratulations to the host. You have now accepted these 4 missions. Please complete them according to the time stated above. After that, the voice of the system disappeared without a trace. Only Lin Ray was left in the same place with a face full of helplessness. Sigh, why did I get on this pirate ship in the beginning? It's really a miscalculation. Now I have to fight every day to complete the missions. I don't know when this will end. Let's stop here first. Lin Ray couldn't help but sigh. There was a trace of tiredness on his face, and his eyes were full of fatigue. Let's go out and see how they are. It's been a month, and I haven't seen them yet. As he spoke, Linley quickly walked out. In front of the door to the cave, he identified a direction and walked towards it. And this direction was where Wanyu was. At this time, Wanyu was sitting on the bed, motionless. It was as if she was fixed in place by someone's magic. Stinky little Tion, bad little Tion, hurry up and let me go. Otherwise, when Master comes back, I will definitely tell Master that you bullied me. Hearing this sentence, Lin Tion suddenly looked at her and ignored her. This made Wanyu, who was sitting on the bed, anxious and angry. But there was no way to get out of bed, so she could only watch. Oh, I just came out, and I heard the 2 of you quarreling here. Are you itching for a beating? Do you want me to loosen it for you? Speak of the devil. Just as Wanyu finished speaking, Linley's voice came from outside the door. Upon hearing this voice, Lin Tion stood up, his face filled with excitement. He stood there respectfully, welcoming Linley's arrival. Young Master, when did you come out? Not long after he finished speaking, Lin Ray's figure appeared at the door. After Lin Tion saw him, he quickly greeted him and bowed respectfully. Well, I just came out. It's been hard on you these days. Is he thinking of cultivating again? When Lin Ray came in, he saw Lin Tion's haggard face at a glance. For a moment, Lin Ray felt distressed. Oh, no, little you doesn't look very tired. It's just that when you weren't here, little you wanted to cultivate secretly 370 times, and there were more than 100 times that she wanted to run out. In the end, she was stopped by me. Later, I used some forceful means to subdue little you. After saying that, Lin Tion's finger pointed at Wanyu, who was sitting on the bed with a complaining face. Chapter 79. Hearing Lin Tion's report, Lin Ray was really shocked. He never thought that this female disciple of his would be so passionate about cultivation that she wanted to escape 300 times in a month. This was a shocking number. Haha, you really want to cultivate that much? Looking at the complaining face of Lin Wanyu, Lin Ray approached her step by step, then sat down beside her and asked, Of course, Master. Didn't you tell me that in this world, as long as I have strength, I can do whatever I want? Moreover, the increase of my strength can also help Master. Of course, I want to have strength. Hearing Lin Wanyu's words, Lin Ray felt a burst of warmth in his heart. A smile appeared on his face, and he looked at Lin Wanyu dotingly. Silly child, your task now is to grow up quickly. There is no need to be so nervous about cultivation. But at the same time, you can't give up on cultivation. As long as you are well, and don't be like a month ago, we have a dangerous breakthrough, then Master will promise you that in the future, I will not forbid you from cultivating. Okay? Yes, yes, yes. I promise, Master, that I will not do such dangerous things in the future. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lin Wanyu's originally complaining face turned into excitement in an instant. As the saying goes, women change their faces faster than flipping a book. This sentence was indeed true. Well, okay, you go rest. I will talk to little Tian about some serious matters. Lin Rei waved his hand and removed the restriction on Lin Wanyu's body. Then he took Lin Tian outside. Young master, do you have any orders for me? Lin Tian followed Lin Li to the door, a puzzled look on his face. Seeing that Lin Li didn't say anything, Lin Tian finally couldn't help but ask. Well, this time, I want you to go to a forbidden area with me. I want you to experience a life and death experience. It will be helpful for your cultivation. Right now, you only know how to cultivate without any combat experience. It won't be of any help to you in the future. Seeing Lin Tian's question, Lin Rei smiled and said the question in Lin Rei's heart. This made Lin Tian very happy. Ah, really, young master? This time, you really want to take me out to cultivate? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lin Tian became excited. Because he was too excited, he lost control of his cultivation and directly released it. Haha, really? Didn't I promise you before? Taking advantage of this time, I will take you to a secret area to cultivate. Seeing the look on Lin Tian's face, Lin Li chuckled, but didn't say anything. All right, go back and prepare. This time, our training will be very long. After saying that, Lin Rei directly walked back to his courtyard. At this moment, in a palace of the Danzong sect, a young man was sitting in the middle and talking to a middle-aged man. This time, I want to go to the secret area in the Lingtian forbidden area to cultivate. Don't even think about stopping me. Also, don't tell me that this is my father's idea. This time, even my father can't stop me. When the middle-aged man heard the young master's words, he was speechless. It was as if the young man had hit the nail on the head. If Lin Rei was here, he would definitely recognize this person. This was the person that Lin Rei hated the most, Lei Dong. After not seeing him for a month, Lei Dong's aura had increased by a lot. Young master, you really can't go this time. This time, all the young geniuses of the sects have gathered in the Lingtian forbidden area. Even those super sects and clans that have not shown themselves for a long time have made a move. According to reliable sources, even the young master of that clan has come out. When he heard the middle-aged man's words, Lei Dong's eyes were filled with disbelief. However, he quickly calmed down. Isn't that even more interesting? I have long heard that the people of that clan are born to fight. This time, I want to see how terrifying their clan is. I want to see if they are as terrifying as the rumors say. As he said that, a crazy look flashed across Lei Dong's eyes. However, it was more of excitement. This scene made the middle-aged man in front of him feel like he was hallucinating. Young master, are you mistaken? That clan is extremely terrifying. Are you sure you want to go? The middle-aged man said with uncertainty. However, he quickly became certain because he felt the resolute look in Lei Dong's eyes. All right, don't worry about it this time. Go back and tell my father that no matter what, I will go this time. Yes, young master. I will pass on your words to the clan leader. If there is nothing else, I will take my leave. After hearing Lei Dong's words, the middle-aged man quickly agreed. He bowed to Lei Dong and left. This time, I don't believe that guy won't be tempted. As he said that, a mysterious look appeared in Lei Dong's eyes. He then closed his eyes and started to cultivate, waiting for the secret realm to open. In the main hall of the Danzong sect, all the elders were present. Apart from them, there were also some young disciples standing there respectfully. Yes, I believe that all of you are elites carefully selected by the elders. Therefore, I have high expectations for all of you this time. I hope that all of you will not disappoint me. Dan Yunzi, who was sitting on the seat of the sect master, looked at the disciples below him. A gratified look flashed across his eyes. Yes, we will definitely not disappoint the sect master. Hearing Dan Yunzi's words, all the disciples were excited. They immediately promised Dan Yunzi. "Ha, good, good, good. I'm gratified that all of you are so determined. However, this time, all of you must be careful. Do not let your guard down. This time, not only the sects of the Western region will be here, even the disciples of the Central Continent will be here. Therefore, all of you must keep a low profile." Do you understand? Yes, we will follow the great elder's instructions. We will not be too rash. Hearing the great elder's words, all the disciples knelt on the ground and said to the great elder, "This time, there will not be an elder leading the team. As for who will be leading the team, all of you do not need to know now. You will know when the time comes. However, I will give all of you a warning. The person leading the team this time, do not act recklessly. No matter what he says, all of you must obey unconditionally. Even if he asks you to die, all of you must obey. Do you hear me?" Looking at the disciples on the ground, Dan Yunzi, who was sitting in the middle, warned them. This. Hearing this news, all the disciples were stunned for a moment. They didn't expect that their sect master would say such words to them. What they couldn't understand was who was leading the team this time, and why even their sect master would say such words. Moreover, when they looked at their sect master, they seemed to be very respectful to that person. "What's wrong? Do you have any doubts about what I said?" Looking at the expressions of his disciples, Dan Yunzi's face immediately changed. No, we just... All right, I don't care if you agree or not. As long as you don't agree, your names will be completely removed from the list of disciples of the Danzong sect. However, I hope that your names will remain in the list of disciples. Dan Yunzi's words once again made the disciples tremble. All of them revealed a look of fear. Yes, we will definitely obey the orders of the person leading the team this time. All the disciples who were going to the secret territory quickly agreed. They did not want their names to be removed from the list of disciples of the Danzong sect. And that's right. All right, you can leave now. For your brave performance this time, I will give each of you 3 magical techniques. As for whether you can learn them or not, it's up to you. This matter will be handed over to the third elder. Hearing Dan Yunzi's words, all the disciples came out from the previous atmosphere. Especially when they heard Dan Yunzi's reward, they were extremely happy. Yes, Sect Master. I will take them to the library to choose the magical techniques. Hearing Dan Yunzi's words, the third elder quickly stood up and bowed to Dan Yunzi. Then, he led the disciples outside. All right, you guys can leave now. We don't know how many months they'll be gone this time. Prepare some medicinal pills for them, such as healing pills, detoxification pills, recovery pills, etc. Prepare more of them, understand? Yes, we will definitely complete the task. Hearing Dan Yunzi's words, all the elders said a few words to Dan Yunzi and then retreated. At this time, Lin Rei, who had returned to the courtyard, went to his room, lay on the bed, and fell into a deep sleep. Tianyun, I heard that the young master is back. Do you think we should report the situation of these children to the young master? In a small courtyard not far from Lin Rei, Ming and Tianyun heard that Lin Rei had come out, so they gathered together to discuss. Well, I think we should report it. By the way, we should tell the young master about the cultivation of more than 100 children. Well, that's right. Let's go. After saying that, Ming and Tianyun walked towards the small courtyard where Lin Rei was. Dong, dong, dong. A series of knocks came. At this time, Lin Rei, who was sleeping, was awakened by the knocks on the door. Suddenly, a wave of anger came over him. Lin Rei, who had not slept for a long time, finally fell asleep, but he was woken up before he could sleep for a while. Get in here. Angry words came out of Lin Rei's mouth. For a moment, Ming and Tianyun, who were outside the door, were stunned when they heard Lin Rei's words. Tianyun, why do I feel that the young master's mood is not very good? And it seems to be because of us. Oh, I think so too. The two were stunned for a moment, then immediately walked into the room. At this time, the two of them felt as if they had eaten a fly. Young master, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to disturb you. Chapter 80. Speak, what's the matter? Looking at his two subordinates, his original arrogance was reduced by a lot. Young master, it's like this. When you were in seclusion, didn't you let us take over a group of disciples brought back by the great elder? After our inspection, we found out that there are more than 20 people with high-grade aptitude, and the rest are middle grade. None of them have low-grade aptitude. Moreover, in this half a month, we have cleansed all of their bones and marrow. Their current cultivation speed can be said to be incomparable to before. Hearing the report from his subordinates, Lin Ray wasn't too surprised. It was as if the matter they were talking about was already under control. This made the two men, who were originally flattering him, feel awkward for a while. Well, I'm relieved to leave this matter to you. Then, I'll have to trouble you to take care of them. You must train them well. If they lack any cultivation resources, go to Dan Yunzi. I've already talked to him. Hearing the instructions of their young master, the two men quickly bowed and nodded. A look of joy floated in their eyes, but it was quickly covered up by determination. Yes, young master, we will definitely complete the task given by you. If there's nothing else, we will take our leave first. Well, I'm going out for a period of time. You can do what you want to do next. It's all up to you. Okay, you can go. Hearing the two men's words, Lin Ray responded and told them that he was going out. Okay. In this way, the two men left the room, leaving Lin Ray alone. His eyes looked meaningfully into the distance. Then he closed his eyes and fell asleep again. At this time, the Danzong sect is peaceful, but the whole West is different. After coming out of the secret territory, there are people coming to the West from time to time. Slowly, the West, which was originally sparsely populated, began to become more and more populated. With more people, there will be no lack of deaths. Within a few days after coming out of the secret territory, many people died unnatural deaths. Hey, look, what's that? It looks like a flood dragon pulling a carriage. At this time, in a small town in the West, 3 ferocious beasts that looked like flood dragons were pulling a dazzling carriage. Moreover, there were a few female attendants at the side. It looked very magnificent. Which one of them wasn't someone who could be found immediately after entering the crowd? You're right this time. It's really a 3-headed flood dragon. Looking at its cultivation, it should be at the gold course stage. I really don't know which big clan or sect he is from. He's so ostentatious. He even brought so many beauties with him when he went out. It's really TSK. You can't say that. Now that the secret ground is out, it doesn't matter which sect it is, they're all trying to get a piece of it. Over the past few days, the Lingtian Forbidden Area has been flooded with so many people that it's almost full. When I came in from the outside, it was already here. Some people were already preparing to sleep outside. Heis, I think this time around, we're really not fated to be here. After seeing the 3-headed flood dragon carriage, these people had the intention to retreat in their eyes. A bunch of barbarians who have never seen the world. I really can't imagine that the West is so poor that they're so excited to see a flood dragon for a few days. At this time, the young man, who was sitting in the 3-dragon carriage, had a look of disdain on his face when he heard the people's words. His words were full of sarcasm. His tone was not very loud, but it was indeed full of spirit. His voice instantly spread to the ears of the entire town. For a time, everyone was angry. I say, boy, are you tired of living? How dare you boast so shamelessly in the West? Didn't your parents teach you manners? Also, what barbarian? Are you saying that if you're not from your place, then you're a barbarian? At this time, a native of the West couldn't listen to it anymore. He immediately walked up and shouted angrily at the carriage. At this time, as soon as the Western man finished speaking, a cold snort came from the carriage and instantly reached the man's ears. It was as if a heavy hammer had hit his heart. Suddenly, his whole body went limp and blood flowed out of his 7 orifices. If one looked carefully, they could see that there was some minced meat in the blood. This scene frightened some of the people who were about to come up. For a moment, their faces were very ugly. They didn't know whether they should go up or not. If they didn't go up, they would lose the face of the West. If they went up, they would die. This put them in a dilemma. What? Do you want to die with this person? If so, I can immediately send you to meet him." At this time, the voice of the person in the carriage was heard again. However, this time, the voice was not as strong as before. Instead, there was an additional warning, and the voice was a little different. "Oh, okay. We'll take our leave now." Hearing the words of the person in the carriage, the few people who were about to go up and fight to the death quickly said goodbye. In an instant, the few people disappeared in front of everyone's eyes. The speed was faster than the speed at which they came. Hee, a group of cowards. I really don't know why brother let them go. At this time, two young men who looked very similar sat face to face in the carriage. One of the young men complained to the other. Although there was some complaint in his tone, it was indeed full of respect. "Sigh, brother. Sigh, little brother. What you said just now is wrong. After all, this is the Western region. We came here for the secret realm, not to kill people. What you said will bring unnecessary trouble to our operation this time. Moreover, before we came here, didn't Father tell us that when we go out and cause trouble, we should try our best to make some helpful friends? Look at you. You just came here to kill people. If you do this again, I will go back and tell Father." Listening to his brother's reprimand, the younger brother sat there with a face full of embarrassment and obediently listened. He was not at all similar to the person who killed people just now. "Oh, I know. Just this time. Brother, you must not tell Father. If Father knows, then it will be even more difficult for me to go out in the future." Looking at the pleading expression of his younger brother, the man smiled, stretched out his hand, and pinched his younger brother's nose and said, "Okay, this time I will let you go, but you have to be obedient. Don't mess around. The outside of Lingtian Forbidden Area is not easy. Those sects of the Central Continent have come. It is said that even Shao of Kenzai has come, so don't lower your guard." "And I know, brother." Hearing his elder brother's words, as the younger brother, he naturally knew the seriousness of the matter. After saying that, the B*TCH fell silent. Soon, the car stopped in front of an inn. The B*TCH got out of the car and walked towards the inn. Things like this had happened a lot. The majority of people would solve this kind of matter in this way, because everyone didn't want to expose their own means before entering the secret territory, so everyone would choose to keep the peace. Thud, thud, thud. A series of knocks could be heard. This came from outside Linley's residence in the inner sect of the Pill sect. A group of elders stared anxiously at the shut door. "AI, young master is really thoughtful. What kind of time is it now? He can still sleep." At this time, an elder stood up, looked at the door with an anxious expression, then said to Dan Yunzi. There was a little bit of complaint in his tone. "Shoo, fifth elder, don't say this again. If young master hears this, then you are finished." At that time, don't blame me for not reminding you. When Dan Yunzi heard his junior brother's words, he hurriedly warned him cautiously. "Jia." At this time, the elders who were about to say something heard the sound of the door opening. They quickly turned their heads and saw a sleepy Lin Ray walking out of the room. He was rubbing his eyes with one hand and yawning while looking at everyone with a puzzled expression. "Huh? What's the matter? Why do you have to say it now?" I finally fell asleep. Seeing Lin Ray's appearance, everyone was defeated by Lin Ray's appearance. However, they couldn't say anything, so they didn't say anything. At this time, the head of the Danzong sect, Dan Yunzi, stood up and said respectfully to Lin Ray, "Young master, now that all the sect have gathered outside the Lingtian Forbidden Area, shouldn't our sect also set off? Otherwise, you want to say that if we don't, all the good things will be snatched by them, and we won't get anything, right?" Hearing Dan Yunzi's unfinished words, Lin Ray knew what to say next. So he said what Dan Yunzi didn't dare to say. Young master. Okay, I got it. You guys go and bring the disciples who are going this time to the sect gate. Wait for me for a while. I will be there soon." Hearing Lin Ray's words, Dan Yunzi and the others were immediately happy. This was the result they wanted. After saying that, they left. Lin Ray saw this scene and smiled without saying anything. Turning around, Lin Ray went to the room to tidy up and walked out of the door. He called Lin Tian, who he was going to bring this time, and came to the gate. "Damn, it can't be. They can't be going to the secret realm this time, right? At this time, the disciples who were waiting at the gate immediately thought of the problem when they saw Lin Ray and Dan Yunzi. Sigh, who knows? Who cares about them? Isn't it the same whoever goes? Don't say any more. He is your leader this time. You have to listen to all his orders. If you don't obey, humph, you will naturally know the consequences. Hearing the sect master's words, everyone who was going to the secret realm this time was stunned. They couldn't help but stare blankly at Lin Ray and Dan Yunzi. Well, I know you guys don't want to believe that I am the one leading you this time, but I just want to tell you that although I am the leader this time, I will not care about you guys. Unless you are in a life and death situation, I will not intervene. When Lin Ray came to the front and saw their expressions, he knew that they must have doubts about his age. So he changed his words to these people and then walked away. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.